City, Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on a Thursday. Getting that much closer to Wednesday, which will be Game 1 of the NBA Finals. But tonight we might find out who the Knicks are going to play. Game 6, Spurs and the Thunder. And that game, of course, could be heard on 1050 tonight. Matter of fact, no, I'm sorry. It's going to be heard on 880 because there's no Mets tonight.
Sure is.
So it'll be on our air at 8 o'clock following Dan Grassa. So you can scout the next opponent. So a Thunder win. Then Wednesday, the Knicks will be in Oklahoma City. A Spurs win. That means Saturday, there'll be a Game 7, and that will be in Oklahoma City. So you'll know by Saturday who the Knicks are playing, but it could be as early as tonight. Got a big show today. Mark Ronson's going to join us coming up in mere minutes. He will be joining us shortly. Huge Knick fan, huge personality in the music business. I'm looking forward to seeing him again. The last time I saw him was in my flex moment at Madison Square Garden a little over a year ago.
That's right.
I think it was the conference final, if I'm not mistaken, going into Madison Square Garden. And at 4 o'clock, J.R. Smith, who was almost killed by Knick fans. You don't see that often.
You know what that is?
In the midst of a celebration, a former Knick almost dies.
That is uncommon.
But, no, he overcame it, and he's great, and it's going to be fun to talk to him coming up at 4 o'clock. It's that guy Thursday at 4:30. We've got ENN at 6, full frontal show. We're taking you up until 7 o'clock. As I mentioned, the Mets are off, so Grassa will take you into coverage of the Spurs and the Thunder. But while we have a moment, it's personal to me, and I know Alan, got to know him and cover him back in the day. We just got word today that Claude Lemieux passed away at the age of 60. And it's jarring on so many different levels. First level is that we just saw him on Monday. Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Final, when Montreal's home, they have a former Canadian who comes in with the torch and lights the fictitious fire on the ice, and it's a big deal. Yaroslav Halak did it last night for the Canadians. So we just saw him 48 hours ago, and then it came down. I got an alert from some of the MSG people, and then Anthony sent me a text that the NHLPA had announced that he had passed at the age of 60. He's only a couple of weeks away from his 61st birthday. And now we're learning reports from TMZ that he took his own life, which is jarring because another former NHL player. We've seen so many of these players in past years in the National Hockey League and their lives self-inflicted. And he wasn't a fighter per se, but he definitely got some hits. And I know he was an advocate of mental health. He's an agent. He made himself an agent. His son, of course, played for the Rangers and bounced around the National Hockey League. Now he's been out of the league for a couple of years, Brendan Lemieux, and was kind of eerie. One of the pictures that I saw on social media was Brendan in the Stanley Cup for one of the cups that Claude won. I believe it was in Colorado. But, of course, we know him here locally because of the 2 Stanley Cups he won here in New Jersey in '95, and he came back to the team to win another cup. And he was something, man. He was one of those guys. The Hockey News, after I believe the '95 Cup, dubbed him the Great One, Grate, because that's the kind of game that he played. He drove people crazy and, of course, almost killed Chris Draper. And in a 30 for 30 a couple of years ago, they actually mended fences, and it was kind of cool seeing him go back to Detroit and all that when he was a member of the Avalanche. But, winning those cups for the Devils, he was the Conn Smythe winner in '95 when they won the Stanley Cup. And he was someone that you loved if he was on your team. And if he was on the other team, you hated his guts.
Yeah.
And the 2 stories that I'll tell, because I got a few people say, you have any stories? And one of them I've told many times on the air. The other one is just as a fan. Is there was a game in Boston at the old Boston Garden. It's a regular season game. And I'm listening to the game on the radio. I think Chris Moore was maybe doing the play-by-play. I remember. It was because it was before the Cups. And they're in Boston. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Cam Neely grabs Claude Lemieux, like literally picks him up and throws him against the boards and just pummels him. Gets a game misconduct, gets thrown out of the game. And no one has ever told me what Claude Lemieux said to Cam Neely to get him to do that. But people know. I've talked to people who know, who say I just can't repeat it. I'm like, you can't, off the air, you can't tell me. It was so vile and so disgusting that Cam Neely tried to kill him on the ice for what he said. It wasn't a high stick. Like, he didn't spear him in the groin. He said something. He wanted to kill him. And I cannot, for the life of me, find anybody that's willing to tell me what he said. I could only imagine. But that's the game that he played. He meant to get under your skin. Mm-hmm. He wanted to drive you crazy. He wanted you to beat on him, so you ended up getting in the penalty box. And he drove people crazy, because I'll be the first to admit I was a fan, but he turtle. He wasn't going to fight you. That wasn't his game. His game was to get under your skin, so you did something stupid and you sat in the box, and guess what? He'd be the guy to score the power play goal. And they don't win that cup in 95 if it wasn't for him. And great stories in Montreal. And then the other story that I had, and I've told it a few times, I'm sure you both know it, and you're probably sick of hearing it, but it's still a great story, is when I covered my first Devil game. It was a Devil Canadiens game, 1992, and SportsPhone sent me, and they sent me with somebody to train me, and that person to train me was Steve Goldstein, the voice of the Florida Panthers. So it's great that he's doing Panther TV. I'm doing Devil TV. But back in 1992, he was showing me around where to go. Mm-hmm. And I'm in the locker room, and we're waiting. Claude Lemieux was playing his old team, and he had a big game. And we're sitting there, and we're waiting for Claude to come out. The old Meadowlands, you had the showers. There'd be like a way station where there was a coffee table and a couch. You weren't allowed in there. And then the players would come out. And one of the fallacies, at least in the NHL, is when a player comes out to their cubicle or their locker. So
yeah,
they're already dressed. They're already done. Like, they're not sitting there in their jockstrap talking to you. Mm-hmm. That's all done in that other room. And then they come out, and they're back in the day, they'd be in their suit and they talk to you. He wasn't coming out. So we're waiting, and I forget who the PR director was at the time. He's like, Claude's not coming out. I'm sorry. And all of a sudden you hear Claude go, You want to talk to me? Like, yeah. It's like, come in. He waved us into that room we're not supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
And he sits down on the couch, and he does like the George Costanza from the picture from the pharmacy. Remember that one I'm talking?
Laid across the couch.
Completely naked. And me and Steve had to sit on that coffee table and interview him. It was almost like to say, you want to talk to me? Okay, well, you're going to get all of me. Let's see how bad you want to talk to me. It was so Claude. You want to talk to me? and you know, kind of his nickname was Pepe, and Pepe was out. In the on the couch.
He was very
comfortable. Steve and I sitting there at a coffee table interviewing a naked Claude Lemieux.
That is wild.
He just so like it's. Listen, I'm not going to tell you I knew him personally, just covering games and seeing him, but just as a fan, it's a tough day. I mean, growing up as a Devil fan, you win the first Stanley Cup, and he's the guy that wins the Conn Smythe Trophy, and he's so many big goals and such a personality. And it was so cool to see him in Game 3 and with the Canadian. There are great stories with the Canadians, fights before, during warm-ups, because he'd say just really. I mean, if for those of you that aren't hockey fans, check it out. Check out some of the videos. But if you're a hockey fan, even if you're a Ranger Islander fan, Alan, you grew up an Islander fan, so you probably remember Claude.
No,
probably hating him because he was on the other side of things. Yep. But we had a couple of minutes before Mark shows up, Mark Ronson. But I'm grateful for this opportunity to just be able to take a couple of minutes to remember the great Claude Lemieux, who we lost today at the age of 60.
Yeah. First of all, incredibly shocking, incredibly sad, and it's like you want to know what happened, and now you just sort of like, I'd rather not know. You don't want to know. It's one of those situations there, but a player that you described it best, of course, a guy you'd love on your team but hated to play against, and that to me is the ultimate respect, isn't it? And it's amazing. The other thing you could say about Claude Lemieux, he was a winner, because everywhere he went, he won. Yeah. That's what it's about.
Yeah, he pulled some stuff, too, with the way he left the Devils and said that it was a fax and the signing of the contract wasn't legal. He ends up going to Colorado and all that stuff, and then he came back to the Devils, made a return to the NHL. I think it was like in 2008 or 2010 with the San Jose Sharks.
He played like a game.
Yeah, just a quick game. But, just a couple of minutes to kind of remember him. We'll get into a lot. Knicks waiting for their opponent. We'll find out possibly tonight if the Thunder win. We are going to have some Yankees, some Mets talk, but no, Peter, this is your guy.
You said the word winner. We brought in a winner, folks. I think we have headphones for you over there, too, the music professional that you are. I mean, I have to hit a flex bomb when the great Mark Ronson is in the building.
Yeah.
True, legitimate. We're trying to do our best, Mark, to have true, hardcore, legitimate Knicks fans in here to celebrate this moment.
I feel like is that a tough thing to find in New York City right
honestly,
now?
No. I mean, I do. I was doing my hit that I do in DC radio today, and they were asking me about what it's like up here, and I said, I think one of the underrated things is like being an out of towner who's now been in New York almost 20 years. There's a lot of New York's the greatest, New York this, New York that, and sometimes it's like it can be a bit much. The one thing on the flip side that's understated is how like authentic and sort of real America the Knicks fan base is. Like it's almost like a middle market kind of fan base. So no, it's actually the opposite. There are tons of authentic ones, but sometimes when people see the names who are recent to Celebrity Row, they don't necessarily know that there are people who go back 30 years who made road trips to Indiana.
Hey, let's play the game. Can we play the game?
Oh,
we have a little game that we do.
Okay.
And
no pressure.
And I know you'll be able to ace this. So there's no pressure here.
Okay.
But we have a thing like strange pulls.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like showing your medal as a Knicks fan.
Okay.
Give me an obscure player.
Give us a
that
random
you remember watching because you're a fan on a team that wasn't good at all, but you were still rooting for that player.
They were still good at that point, but there's like when I think of like Anthony Bonner and people like that, like
that's a good one.
Very good one.
I have pictures of me. I DJ'd Knicks Bowl, the Knicks charity in like '98, and I'm wearing this dumbass Hawaiian shirt with beads, and I took a picture with like every single person, Charlie Ward, Jeff Van Gundy. It's like it looks like the Brady Bunch if you put them all together, but it's just pictures of me looking dorky as hell and short. But like I was such a diehard because I moved here from England in '83, right? So I didn't grow up with basketball.
When you were born in what year? 76?
75.
75.
So we, yes, I fell in love with the Knicks in that championship run in '94. So I'm not going to pretend like I was a little late to the party. I was 16. But then I was just so diehard, and like you said, I would fly to Indiana. Like that was my whole life. And I think the years '94 and '97, '99, I remember like anybody with a hint of orange and blue on their shirt, you were like high-fiving. That's like your people. And the thing that you're saying about the feeling of the mid-market team is because we're not the Lakers, we're not the Celtics, we're not the Heat, we're not spoiled with these things. So we obviously have that New York attitude, like we think we deserve it and we have toughness, but we've never had the thing. So when you see a Knicks fan, you're also acknowledging like the shared pain. There's so many things.
Right.
Like you and this thing, and like so many people I know cried in that moment when Patrick gave Jalen the Larry Bird trophy. Like really, like grown ass men, and that's what sports does. Like I understand that, but that was so crazy to watch that. And so anyway,
Mark, we have a lot of suffering fan bases here in New York. Jets, Mets, Islanders, and we deal with them all. And it feels like the Knicks fan can be in that category, but I always felt they were a little more optimistic. Like they don't turn on their team as much as the other ones do. That they're still even in the worst times, still trying to find a silver lining.
It's true.
But that's you agree with that? That even as a fan, do you feel that as much as they suffered, they still find a silver lining more than maybe other franchises?
There's still this. You're right. This blind optimism. Like any of those years, I always joke. There's that Wyclef line from the. Anything can happen. So obscure Wyclef song of the 90s. Will the Knicks win a championship this year? Anything can happen. Like that's just what we think every year when it happens. And I've had occasionally like DJ with Wyclef or done something. It's like the first thing I always say to him. Will the Knicks win a championship this year? So it's just a very lovely magic.
Underrated song. Anything can happen. Underrated record in my opinion.
Yeah.
I agree.
I always think of Red Cafe has that line. Only city you can sell Knicks.
By the way,
because of how much they love basketball, it's like you can still sell that team.
Hold on.
Red Cafe is
that's a Red Cafe reference.
That's
a strange bowl.
That's big.
Mark, I've been working with Alan for only the last year and change. I did not know you had a Red Cafe. I did not know it.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, but that line always gets me because I laugh because it's true. You can't sell that team anywhere else with all the losing that they had.
I actually Game 6 of '99 when we lost to the Spurs. That we lost to the Spurs. What the hell did I have to do with it? But that's how we talked.
That's what you did.
And I was DJing this nightclub called Life at the time, which was the hottest club in New York City, and the entire San Antonio Spurs team came down to celebrate. Dancing in front of me in the booth, rubbing it in my face. I still had to, do a good job because I had professional pride.
That's right.
So you did throw like a Barry Manilow song on to just stick it to him.
Yeah, was it Wennington or Purdue? I can't. It was Wennington.
What kind of dancer is Sean Elliott, by the way? I've always wondered that.
No, you did.
No.
I
I was trying my own.
It'd be great if you played like all sad songs the whole time.
yeah. Definitely. I think I did.
Have you figured out whether you're going to be able to swing a finals game? What's the plan?
I'm trying every single contact that I have, and like I'm doing anything not to spend the kids' car fund on StubHub, but like it might go that way.
No, it might. And I've looked at the numbers. I mean,
yeah.
We're talking about.
How can I can't see a world where I'm not in the building. I don't care. I'll sit anywhere. Like, I just have to. This is so.
You don't have like the Fat Joe rule where you won't sit in the Joe Budden seats, as Fat Joe puts it. Fat Joe says, this is so hip hop and insane. Fat Joe makes fun of Joe Budden because Joe is willing to take the second row seats.
Yeah.
So Fat Joe refers to them as the Joe Budden seats, which I think Joe feels like totally fine with that. But yeah, any seat to get in the building for this.
I was on TV, like whatever row the 10th row, smacking the thunder sticks on like one of the many free throw misses from, was it Jared Allen? No, I really made him miss like 4 of those things. So like, I'll go where I'm useful. If I'm useful with thunder sticks, I will be in the 8th row, whatever it is.
It's so funny to me too, because, and this speaks to what the Knicks are like. When I went to the Knicks game with you last year, it doesn't suit your personality necessarily. Like, you're kind of an underspoken, half Brit, artsy fartsy type.
Right.
At least you're playing at Gucci shows and doing all these things. And then, like, when you get to the game, you just become regular Joe New Yorker. Pass him the thunder sticks.
Yeah.
And I think it really does, like, speak to this team, and not just the Knicks in general, specifically this team. And one thing that I've thought about, and I know Alan and Mark will both certainly appreciate this. Don, as we've talked about, even though he's friends with Q-Tip, doesn't have the music base to lean into this part of it. But, like, I always say, and I say this to Q-Tip all the time, Fife would love this team.
Yeah.
Because they are such, he loved shouting out, like, the random hard-nosed player.
Yeah.
And that's, like, isn't that, like, this entire team?
Yeah, that's what it is. And I think actually Anunoby looks a little bit like Jerobi from Tribe Called
So there's an extra connection
there. There's something about that.
But Anunoby's kind of a perfect Knick too.
Yeah.
He's maybe not he's not the grunt player that a Josh Hart is or whatever. Even that Jalen Brunson is a star. OG is like truly a natural athlete. You can see that, but he's still just very much a Knick.
And he's also from London.
Yeah.
Have you talked to him much?
No, I've actually never got to talk to him. And every time I see an interview, because there's so few English people in the thing, there's like this pride. I want to hear the English accent, but it's kind of gone.
It does come out.
It does come out sometimes?
Here's the thing. When I've interviewed him, it never happens.
Yeah.
Because he's shy and he's very careful with what he says publicly.
Yeah.
But if you're just talking to him, like on the side, and it's just a casual conversation, it starts to slip out. And you still have to go, oh, there it is. Yeah. And he'll realize it and stop himself. But it's amazing that it's there, but not all the time.
I saw you guys on TV. But first of all, I'm a big fan of both of you. It's crazy. I never get to be around. I get to be around a lot of music people, but not a lot of like sports. And it's such a love of mine anyway. But it was a thing. It was a thing with I think you were on too. And Charles Barkley just asked him like out of nowhere, was just like,
how do you say
your first name? Yeah, how do you say your name? And you can tell he just got so shy because he probably like his whole childhood as a kid, like having to say that. I had such a weird accent coming here I still have a weird accent.
I agree.
But no, he's so endearing. The whole team.
I've been working like since I first got to know Mark a few years ago. I'm like always working on my impression of him, and it's like it's so hard to get because there's just enough British accent that it's not quite an American accent. But if someone's like, oh, does he have a strong British accent? I'm like, well, no, but there's something there.
Yeah, you have to sound like you took more Sudafed as well. It's like kind of like a sleepy.
was going to say it gives California.
Right, maybe it leans that California, way a little way. Right. It's just like very like it's not like all the way one chill. Thing. It's just sort of like
Q-Tip Q-Tip makes fun of me pretty good. We were there at the Larry Johnson 4-point play. Actually, I remember that. And
with Q-Tip,
and we were not in crazy seats. And we were up in like high in the 100s. And there was something when that shot hit. I don't know what, but I just looked up and Q-Tip was already on the floor. Like he had run, like everybody was so excited. He was just like, and he just ran not to go on the floor to hug anyone, but you were just so excited you didn't know what to do with yourself. So it was like the road run. You're like, I got to
That's
see
very
a lot
Rucker
of that.
Park. That happens. That's a Rucker Park thing.
Yeah.
Somebody does something spectacular.
You just hit the floor.
Everyone watching just runs on the court for a while, goes crazy, and then goes back to their
Yeah, that's exactly.
So I think that's what he was feeling. Probably.
That's exactly what happened. And then, we would go to the Market Square Arena all the time because Reggie Miller's wife at the time, Marita, was in the club, so she would give us nosebleeds and that whole era in the '90s. But it's back.
Does it feel that way? Does it actually? Because you were outside in the '90s, and you're somewhat outside now. Not as much so because you're a dad now. You have a great book that did quite well too. Night People: How to Be a DJ in '90s New York City. Mark's memoir is fantastic. This guy has lived like 19 lives. But is the vibe in general? Is it feeling '90s-esque to you?
It is, but it's something different in a good way as well. I feel like I don't know. We just always had Jordan. We had like all these obstacles. I feel like we could listen. The West is crazy, but there's this magic to this thing. And I think also because it really came together so late or early in the playoffs, however you want to say it, the momentum just feels crazy.
Mark Ronson is here in studio with us. Can you hang a little bit?
I'd be happy to.
Yeah,
One more, so you can do another seg with us?
I'd love to.
All right.
A 10-time Grammy Award winner. I want to ask him, is that the equivalent to winning an NBA title for a basketball player?
You know what? I never thought about the comp.
It's a great story. Just want to see if there is that comp, and we've got so much left to do. We're taking up until 7 o'clock, and then it's Dan Grossa leading in to Game 6 between the Spurs and the Thunder from San Antonio. Here's Don Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
York Knicks, the NBA Finals. Finally.
And the New York Knicks are on their way to the NBA Finals. For the first time since 1999, the Knicks are Eastern Conference champions.
This is your home for the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks and the NBA Finals. This is ESPN New York.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Registration ends tomorrow. Take the test.
From your neighborhood stop to the city and back, New Jersey Transit keeps your day moving. Reliable, convenient, and ready when you are. We're on this ride together. So keep aisles clear, use headphones, and be mindful of fellow riders. Small actions make a big difference, especially during travel times. New Jersey Transit. Ride together, ride better. Plan your trip at njtransit.com.
D'Agostino Law Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, and I know how a serious accident can change your life just like that.
I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and I understand that with pain comes medical bills and time out of work. Let us get you justice.
This is John Ryan, the closer. For over 35 years, our family has been getting accident victims every dollar they deserve.
I started this firm for the injured so they can bite back against the insurance companies.
Our legacy is to get you justice. Bite back.
To get you paid. Bite back.
At D'Agostino & Associates, bite back means fight back. When you're hurt and they blame you, we bite back and get you every dollar you deserve. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, so call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. 1-800-248-3222. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
Calling all Hoops fans, are you ready for the NBA playoffs? Get in on the action throughout basketball's most exciting time of the year with BetMGM, an authorized gaming operator of the NBA. From same-game parlays to live bets, you can call your shot during any play. Rooting for your favorite players? You'll find all sorts of markets for betting on any star's performance on any given night of the playoffs. Don't miss a single highlight or buzzer-beating shot by getting all your picks in with BetMGM. Ready to shoot your shot? Download the app today. Make your bets and experience the thrill of the NBA playoffs like never before. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Now it's time for traffic and Susie Cerrone.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. Cross Bronx westbound to the outbound George, at least 45 minutes. Minor delays at the inbound George. It's right lane road work on either deck that should be wrapped up within the next hour. There's an accident on the LIE westbound at Francis Lewis Boulevard, blocking the left lane. Stall on the LIE westbound near 75th Street. Just the far left lane is getting by. And the belt eastbound is jammed from the Van Wyck out to Merrick Boulevard. We're sponsored by True Green. True Green, don't waste another weekend doing your lawn care yourself. Partner with the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour and get a golf course quality lawn the easy way. Sign up at truegreen.com, then sit back and relax. I'm Susie Cerrone for 880 ESPN New York.
Empower. Ellie here is getting the sleeve she's always dreamed of. She worked with Empower and planned for her next move, so she got good at money. Now she can be a little bad. Oh, by the way, you spelled journey wrong. No worries. She can afford the cover-up, too. Ooh, check out my tat. It says, invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Hot damn! Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. The hard iced tea taste you know and love, but with an 8% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real brewed tea, goes down smooth, and brings your daytime drinking to the next level. Just look for the bright yellow cans in the cooler and get ready to dial up the fun. Big flavor, extreme kick. Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Mark Ronson, if you want to see his accomplishments, just go and check it out. You'll be impressed. But one of the things, 10-time Grammy Award winner.
10?
Just unbelievable.
Is that right?
It's actually 9, but I like your version more.
Well, by the way, when he said it, I thought he meant 10-time nominee. You have 9 Grammys already?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Well, I saw 10.
That's.
Would you trade one for a Nick championship?
I think
yes.
It wasn't Wikipedia.
He traded
5 of them.
5 of them?
Yeah. There's
maybe 8.
Wait a minute. 8?
No. So
be honest.
What
I
the
still
most
won them. I just don't get to look at them anymore. I would trade 8 for the next championship.
What's the most important one for you? The most important Grammy.
I think maybe the most important one would be with Amy.
Amy, that's what I
Amy. Yeah. Maybe for Back to Black.
That was album of the year.
No, actually, Herbie Hancock got album of the year that thing. I think it was like pop vocal album. And we went for Rehab, and I won for producer of the year that year. But the Amy thing was just like, I was 34. I had never had a hit. I'd never had any success before. I'd been like doing the thing in music for 16 years and kind of just thought it maybe wasn't going to happen. Like I was doing music for TV commercials, jingles, whatever. Mm-hmm. I met Amy, and obviously like things changed. So everything about that was pretty like just magic.
So if you could keep that year where you get producer of the year, you get the Back in Black, you get the Rehab Grammy, get rid of the other 6 or 7 if you ask Wikipedia for a Nick ring, you'd consider it.
Yeah.
It's that big a deal.
Yeah, he didn't hesitate. Yeah. You said you'd consider it. Yeah.
It's like, this is a whole, I know that the Knicks won the championship, or just the whole, did they win?
No, they win. They won.
Oh, my God.
It's the real deal.
I go hand them out to the West Coast, whoever the hell we end up playing. Yeah. SGA, take these 8.
There you go, right.
So just go home.
Right.
So if you're an NBA if you're a basketball player, winning the title do you think it would be the same feeling as when you won a Grammy?
It's even harder and more rare to win the championship, right? Because you have like 24, I'm not going to embarrass myself, 28 teams, 30 teams?
Yeah, 30
teams. You're right there.
And one of them gets through, and every year there's just this one thing. It's like it doesn't even compare, because in the Grammys, Oscars, you have different categories. You have this thing, and I feel like the rarefied air that you have to capture is obviously everything that goes into it. So there's something. It must feel the same for a musician as it would be, but I even think it's hard to compare.
But it's hard to compare. But I would think that as a basketball player, your crowning achievement is winning a title.
Yes.
So in your line of work,
the Grammy
would be the crowning achievement.
Absolutely, it's the crowning achievement. It's the thing that you would just like it would be the thing that you dream of when
But it's hard to go apples to apples because there are Grammys for so many things. So like you literally could win a Grammy one year that you're like, oh, cool, neat. But I didn't really spend at this point. Now that you have
mean
9.
the various categories?
Yeah, there could be a category when that comes along. And you're like, oh yeah, I worked on that record. It's not the whereas album of the year.
I want to be on record saying I'm very grateful for any Grammy
Come on, what are you doing?
been acknowledged for.
Yeah.
There are some that are more special because you've obviously put all this work or you built it from nothing.
Right.
But yeah, very grateful for any recognition
So
from the Academy. Thank you.
I saw a story, or you did the Old Man and the Three podcast, and I thought it was great. Julius Randle, when he was with was he in Minnesota at the time when you did that?
Yeah.
Right. So you're sitting with him, and you take out your phone and you show a portrait that was done of Randall that you had in your house.
Yeah.
You're showing him that, and I just love the fact that you were like, I'm not a stalker, but showing it. But he's gone now, so I imagine of the current team, it might be an obvious answer, but it isn't always an obvious answer. That's why I'm asking. Is there a player on this team that is like, that's your guy? Like, if you were going to buy a jersey, this is the guy. Or the portrait you'd want in your house now of what?
It's hard. I mean, I have a small baby doll of Jalen Brunson, which is not something that's on my bed. It's my daughter's. But, like, it's hard not to say Jalen. But, like I said, like you said before, with this team, it's Josh, it's Anunoby, it's Kat. It's just, there's Mitch Robinson. There's just... You just love this whole team, and there's a camaraderie with this team that you get the sense that they all just like love each other, and that's why this is all working in such a special way.
Yeah.
So,
So there isn't one.
Jalen
is
if I had to pick one, but Josh Hart as well, because he's like, obviously it's hard not to relate them to the other era. It's like that Starks energy, and it's just like. Just the crazy hustle and just like puts everything on the line, everything, and just puts their entire emotional thing and heart on the sleeve.
What do you think of? We had Clyde on the other day, and I know this from him is that he doesn't throw around compliments easily, especially when it's compared to his championship era.
Yeah,
he's very careful with that. He's very protective of that.
Yeah,
he said that this current team and the way they're playing right now reminds him of the 73 team that you and I both did not get to see.
No.
And so all we can go on is what he says. The late, great Willis Reed used to talk to me about that team. Bill Bradley talks about that team. 7 Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Okay. And the run they had in the playoffs, they were a great team that played the same way, team basketball. When you hear him make that comparison, because we loved the 90s teams, 94, 99, there was a grit about them, a toughness about them. Wasn't the best looking basketball, though, right? Let's be honest.
Right.
It wasn't pretty, but it was a grind, and it was sometimes excruciatingly painful. But when you hear him say that about this team, what does that do for you? Just thinking about the history of the franchise.
I can completely picture it, and you're right. We never got to see that team, but it had all the legends. It's the last time that we won, so I absolutely think about that. There's also something so crazy that had happened in the middle of the Atlanta series. Like, I just kept thinking, like, what did Mike Brown say in that locker room? Like, I'm sure you probably know what he said. It's
the
just
off day was special. It's going to be in a book.
What the hell? And then just like that switch to Kat. Kat's gonna play. He's definitely vacillated playing selflessly, through the seasons here. But just that thing, like, I'm going to stand at the top of the key and I'm going to just distribute. And then even that game after Jalen had 39 points, the next thing he had he always gets his 25.
Assists.
But the 14 is just like, now I'm going to let everybody get some. I know it's not that cut and dry, but there's just something magic and selfless about this team. Like, I don't know if we have 7 future Hall of Famers, but there's some incredible.
And one of the things we've continued to talk about is how much the last few weeks has changed, like the future of these guys' lives.
Yeah.
Like, before the playoffs started, if they were one and done against Atlanta, Cat's not here next year. They're blowing this thing up. They're going to go for Giannis. They're going to change the whole thing. Mike Brown may or may not be here. We'll see. If they go on to win a championship, we all know Jalen Brunson will be in this rarefied air. He'll be one of the biggest Knicks of all time. But a guy like Cat, who would have been persona non grata, he will become a forever Knick.
It's the craziest thing is that like, I think about who says that yesterday's price, tomorrow's price is not
Fat
yesterday's
Joe.
price.
Yeah.
So you think about it and you're like, every single player, everybody knows Jalen was the biggest steal. Anunoby, that was an expensive deal, but you think about it, and everybody's probably getting double, whatever their last thing. Maybe double is a little too crazy.
But everybody's price has gone up.
It's just like what is done for every single person on the team because they've earned it.
I just love what it's going to mean for like Karl Anthony Towns, the human being, who like everybody knows is a wonderful guy.
Think about how no one for a while. Social media wasn't kind to him.
No.
There was a lot of jokes at his expense. There were podcasts of former players at his expense. And now no one is saying anything other than, wow, remember, this guy was the number one pick of the draft.
Right.
Like, he was the number one high school player in the country. Yeah. He was always used to being the best. So for him to find this right now and to kind of get that credit is definitely special. I wanted to ask you, Mark, if you can get in the building, that's great. But overall, when you're watching the finals, how do you do it? Like, are you I got to be with people, or are you I got to be alone? I got to be locked in?
I kind of like, it doesn't matter if they're people. Like, it's just, I don't know if that's, I've never been a fan of another team like I am of the Knicks, so I don't know, but it's so stressful. And I'm like sitting, even my wife is a big fan and we love watching the games together, but I am on the edge of the seat the entire time during it. So like everything else kind of fades away. Same thing even when I'm in the garden. So yeah, it's just like, I met this girl the other day. She was like, yeah, me and my husband are huge Knicks fans. I was like, where are you watching the game? She's like, oh, he can't watch the games. It's like he's such a huge fan. He's so stressed out, but he can't actually. He's never watched a game.
Well, so what does he do then?
I guess he finds out after.
No,
that's crazy.
I got to tell you, that borders on freakish behavior.
That doesn't even border. That is
full on freak
behavior.
Yeah, like if you just say you can't watch, it's too much. He has a ritual. He listens. Oh, okay. Well,
or walks around while it's on.
Right.
But how do you know you're a fan?
But how do you know you're a fan?
What exactly is being accomplished, though? Like. All right, so they won, but you didn't see it. Like I don't know what you're doing.
If a tree falls in the woods.
All right, that's so insane.
Wouldn't you though? Like that's a moment. If I know the game's on, and if I'm out somewhere or something, the game's on. Now, obviously, most of the time I'm literally there, but there are times national broadcasts maybe. I need to know.
Yeah.
Like if I know they're playing right now, it would make me crazy not to know what's happening.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
There are definitely levels with this fan base.
Yeah.
There's levels to it.
Now, speaking of levels, I told you yesterday, Don, Mark has lived levels in his life. There's a lot of interesting things throughout your book, and when you just talk in life, I end up hearing more things. And I know I've asked you about this one before, but listen, new audience every day. It's in your book. Can you please give us a little bit of information about hanging out with your best friend, a young Julian Lennon, correct?
Sean,
sorry, apologies. Sean Lennon. And the night that Michael Jackson came over to hang out. The movie's out. By the way, Alan, can you tell Mark will appreciate this, and then I want the story. Tell Mark what was blaring from the Knicks locker room after the big win the other day.
Oh, yeah. It was
You don't remember? I remember because you told me.
Yeah, I know. And
The Way You Make Me Feel.
Yeah. The Way You Make Me Feel was the song they were playing in the locker room.
The big Michael Jackson summer has made it to the Knicks.
And it's so that team, by the way. It really is.
It is their vibe.
It is so that
team.
So,
what can you take us through that night, what your best memories are of it?
Okay, so Sean Lennon, because we were 10 years old, 11. He is one of my best friends, still is. And he was friends with Michael Jackson because obviously his dad was John Lennon. You know, he was around a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I think Michael Jackson even had owned the Beatles publishing.
He did,
There was another connection. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, Michael's coming in. He's on the Bad tour. He's going to stay over. Yeah, you want to stay over? So I was like, yeah. So I remember Michael had this, this was before 5 years later, you could go to Sharper Image. Everybody had those lights that shone the red laser when that kind of
that was big.
Came out. He had this is 10 years before that, he had his lighting designer who designed the crazy green lasers on his tour and designed a box where he just had one laser he could carry around. And he plugged it into the wall, and it was this metal box about this shape, like a rectangle, and it just shone a laser. So Sean lived on the 7th floor, this apartment building uptown, and we were just shining this infrared. Now that I think about it, it's incredibly menacing. It seemed like somebody had an Uzi or something, but we were just shining this dot on the ground in front of people, and they were just losing their minds. Where the hell is that coming from? Dogs going crazy. And then he really, what Michael, I remember about that night especially, is he really wanted to make soggies, which is when you take a giant mound of wet toilet paper and throw it out the window. And he just obviously we would make sure nobody was coming down the street, but he just thought that was incredibly funny.
Little kid.
And I remember thinking, like, while he was running around, going like, this guy, and like, even at 11, was like, this guy's more of a kid than we are. Like, this is weird. And then, not weird, but just like,
no, it's very unusual.
He never, like, now knowing it, he never had a childhood. He stayed a kid, you know. But yeah, and that was it. And then the next night we went to his concert.
How was the do you remember the concert?
Yeah, I remember. Well, it was dangerous. So I remember it was black and white, and I remember like he disappeared on one side of Madison Square Garden and then appeared on the other, and there was that guitar player, the lady with the Christmas tree lights around the guitar. I kind of remember flashes.
Did you see the movie by chance?
I haven't seen it yet. No,
because I'm just curious. Even though you were a little kid, I'm just curious when you see the movie to see whether Jafar Jackson's portrayal of him resonates with someone who actually met him. Yeah. I'm curious. Because on TV, in the movie, you're like, oh my God, I'm watching Michael Jackson.
Yeah. That's what everybody says.
I remember actually one thing that was just kind of like a real precursor to the rest of my life, but I remember we were running around and I used to go, my stepdad's a musician in the band Foreigner, and he had a home studio. So even at that age, I was making little demos. And at one point, Michael was like running around shining the laser or something. And I was like, Michael, like, give me a bass line. He was like, what? I was like, give us a bass line. Like, I'll take it back to the studio, make a song. And I still remember the bass line to this day. And he put his one hand in the air like this and like snapped the fingers. He went, doom, 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 like just 4 notes. Sounds like a lot of other Michael Jackson things, but still pretty magical. And we went the next day, and I made like this 6-minute song with just that
the same bass line.
Boring as hell. But because I wanted to play it for him, like at the show that night, like to show him what we had done. Me and Sean made this demo.
That's incredible.
I'm floored by how matter of fact all this is.
Well, it's the way I told this story probably a lot. It's crazy. I understand how.
Yeah, it's a good party story. I'll say that.
That's fantastic.
It's a solid one.
It's one of the great stories ever told on this show. Just the fact.
Well, no, it did not surpass the Mike Tyson story that we got last time.
Walter Berry's story.
Yeah, that was
Walter Berry.
That story is
very briefly.
It's right there, though.
No, it's right there. So very briefly, Walter Berry was a star on the great St. John's team of the 80s, right? And we happened to bring up Mike Tyson with him because I have a tendency to bring up Tyson with everyone. And Alan told me, he's like, make sure we bring up Mike Tyson. He's like,
I was giving a tip.
He was like, he's got a story.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so what's your Mike Tyson story? And I'm sure you've had this. And by the way, I'm sure you have Tyson stories from the late 90s as well. He starts telling the story, and what we start realizing is he was literally with Tyson at Dapper Dan's the night Mike Tyson fought Mitch Green.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
He left with Mike in the car after Mike fought Mitch Green.
You're burying the lead.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm burying the lead.
You're burying the lead. Why was Mitch coming?
Sorry. Walter Berry was hooking up with Mitch Green's girlfriend at the time.
So Mitch was coming for Walter.
He was basically
Tyson
coming for Walter.
Yes. That's crazy.
And it just kind of came out in this way where it's like, it didn't feel like he told it 1,000 times.
No,
it was kind of like
he didn't, but he told it in the same way that Mark did because it was just that casual.
Yeah,
it was his life.
It happened. You know, it just.
And then the next day, I went to the show.
And then I went to bed. Great show.
I remember the Post headline the next day. All that he was wearing the 555 Soul sock cap. That was such a clear. Oh man, that fight was lit. Yeah.
But it's just so real to have you here. I think I told you when I met you last year that Uptown Funk was a big part of my kids' childhood. They were 2.5 when we were at COVID, and they fell in love with the song.
Amazing.
And the video was on YouTube. We just watched it over and over and over again. And you were sitting on the car, right?
Yeah,
Bob?
yeah.
So
the white guy in the Bruno Mars videos, how I'm known to a lot of people.
Right, but listen,
you're the
music
white guy
does
with
that,
Bruno.
man. Like as much as I'm a sports fan, I've always said that if I had to give up one thing, sports or music, and I make my living in sports, I could not give up music because it's just so important to people that you're able to get into the hearts and the minds and the memories of people. It's just amazing.
I feel very lucky to be a part of songs that have done that, but thank you. It really.
I mean, listen, in all fairness, Uptown Funk only has, and because I want to give Marco and Jalen their credit for what they contributed.
Right.
It only has 5.8 billion views on YouTube. And that's got to be at least 250 from the LaGreca household alone.
It's a great song, but it just for 2.5-year-olds that are curious, it had a lot of stuff that they.
Did you know pretty quickly that this is going to be like insano big?
No, because it took us 7 months to write that song because we just wanted to get it perfect. And there were so many late night sessions where we were nearly threw the song out. We couldn't just agree on a verse or a line. So by the time it was finished, we all felt pretty good about it. But I remember even somebody from the record company was like, I don't know if you should put the word funk in the title. And someone was like, it's 4.5 minutes. You got to get it down to 3. It sounded like nothing else on the radio that time. So we didn't. We just knew it felt great. And we started to see as people heard it, they just made them had this feeling. So, but no, you never know.
Do you ever get sick of hearing it?
I love that kids love it, and I love that it's like a wedding tune, and that, it's like
forever
a
wedding tune,
thing.
Yeah.
And no, and I don't listen to it by myself, but when I play it when I DJ occasionally, and
by the way,
hearing it out.
I love the idea of walking up on you one day, I see you at a light, and what are you listening to? And it's just Uptown Funk, just blast,
just in the car,
sitting on Houston, just turned up loud, leaning in.
It's great. But before we let you go, do you have a preference, Spurs or Thunder?
I mean, just because of history, I'd like this. I wouldn't mind the Spurs, but I think that we could take anyone. I think we have the momentum.
I think that's the right approach.
In a row, right?
Yeah, and the thing I keep feeling is the kind of team basketball they're playing.
Yeah.
It would be. Listen, Oklahoma City's very good.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I am a little, but I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The dynasty talk from last year at this time, I think, was a little overstated. I think they're a really good team, really good.
But they are injured, and that's something to watch.
And that is important. And
they have a couple of guys they're missing. That's a big deal.
But I also don't think they're a dynasty team. I think they're a really good team.
Well,
but the Knicks can play with either of these teams.
Yeah,
they can.
The way they're playing is certainly something different. If I can, I know we're late.
Go ahead, you do it.
I need your opinion, your professional opinion.
Yep.
The Go New York song.
I knew. I just knew it.
Wow.
We have
that's
people
outstanding.
He's going to ask me about a song, and I knew it was going to be Go New York.
It's a song that when you grow up with it, it's the jingle. It's like you hear it, you know it, and you're like, but you don't realize if it's bad or good until other people tell you that song sucks.
Yeah.
So Jesse did a great job with it. It meant so much to him. It led to big things for him. But in the end, it has become something of what is a staple for Knicks fans who celebrate the song. And I love music too, but I need your professional opinion deep down.
I love the nostalgia. It's probably so ingrained in me. I think now when they play it, it's a remixed version or something.
Well, they've
you
made
don't
like
hear the
3
whole
versions.
Rap.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you definitely don't hear the whole rap.
It's definitely and I love they play such good music in the Garden, like the bumpers and stuff. Now they're playing Nas New York State of Mind instrumental, and as they're bringing the ball up the court and stuff. So sometimes there is a little bit when they go to the Jesse song, it's a little of a disconnect. But no, he did a service, he did a mitzvah for the city of New York, and it's an anthem.
I love that. This guy knows what he's doing. Yeah,
well done.
Handled that well. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Really appreciate
really,
you coming.
Thanks,
here.
Mark.
Fun to
Mark
be here. Thank you for having me.
Ronson, super guy, super Knick fan. What a great way to start the show.
And by the way, so I got Mark. So who's up next? We got to draw in another huge Knicks celebrity fan as the week goes on.
In a few minutes, we'll have J.R. Smith.
That doesn't count.
No?
It's great, but you can pull Knicks. We know you can pull Knicks. That's in your Rolodex.
Right.
We need you to dig deeper. In fact, I may need to lean on Mark. He may need to be the one who connects to other celebrity Knicks fans.
Well,
we're going to do the work.
Don't look to me. If you need Mike Madonna, I could probably get it. Maybe he rooted for the Knicks at one time or another. I'm not really sure.
Sean Burke, perhaps.
I'll get it done here. Don Hahn and Rosenberg just getting started here on a Thursday, ESPN New York.
The Garden waited.
I think of the fans. They are just the best fans and the most loyal, and they've been through so much.
New York waited.
The 27-year wait is over. They will play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
The finals are here.
They haven't just been good. They haven't just been dominant. The Knicks have been completely unstoppable.
This is your home for the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks and the NBA Finals. This is ESPN New York.
If you're trying to save money but still eat well, just go to Wild Fork Foods and thank me later. You get pork tenderloin for $2.50 a pound, ground turkey for $3 a pound, ground chorizo for only $4 a pound. Those are everyday staples at serious value, and it's all blast frozen, so you're not sacrificing quality. Plus, they've got over 450 options, 7 locations, or same-day delivery at wildforkfoods.com. Go check out Wild Fork Foods.
Want to earn extra revenue for your business? Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for local business owners to assist with deliveries. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra revenue and exposure for your business. Plus, Amazon Hub Delivery makes it easy to get started. There's no upfront cost, delivery experience, or long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
The 2026 U.S. Open Tennis Championships are back, where the world's greatest city meets the world's greatest tennis players. Fan Week begins August 23rd. Experience the Mixed Doubles Championship on the 25th and 26th. And the U.S. Open Singles Championship starts Sunday, August 30th. All tickets on sale now at usopen.org. The U.S. Open, spectacular awaits.
The New York Knicks, the NBA Finals.
You know who the face of the NBA is? Right here in New York, Jalen Brunson, baby. He's the face of New York. We deserve this. Bring them all on. Let's go, boys.
I haven't even slept yet, so I don't even know if it's sunk in.
They are locked in. They're healthy. They are rested, but they are the team that's going to be the underdog in the final. I love it.
Go New York. Go New York. Go.
NBA Finals Game 1 coverage begins Wednesday night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Hey guys, Alan Hahn here to tell you about Rings End. So we have our project starting to come together. Hearing about the French door we ordered from Rings End, and it is actually, they expedited it. It's coming in sooner than expected. And once the finals are over, we're going to get this project going, rocking and rolling. I'm very excited about it. And so I want to share with you the great experience I have at Rings End because they have an extensive inventory of built-to-last, high-end product lines that the contractors rely on. And they do it right. They don't do it over. So Rings End has showrooms with products that you can touch and feel and try. So you know exactly what you're getting. And if you can't make it to a store, and they have stores in Westchester and Connecticut, they have paint centers. They have 12 freestanding paint centers. They have 8 full-service lumber yards in Connecticut and Westchester County. And they are not a national chain. They are local. They are regional. They know the area well. They've been in business for 124 years with deep Northeast roots, and they support local builders and communities. And as I mentioned, if you can't make it to a store, just simply go online and shop at ringsend.com. That's ringsend.com. Don LaGreca.
All right, there's so much on the table to discuss. We're with you until 7 o'clock, and we're going to need all 3 hours. J.R. Smith is going to be joining us in a couple of minutes, and we'll get his thoughts on the series and everything with the fans. That was kind of a crazy moment. I guess you can laugh at it now, but there was probably a couple of minute span where that was kind of scary during the playoffs earlier. get into that. Spurs and Thunder tonight, which you can hear right here on 880 ESPN New York after Dan Grassa at 8 o'clock. And we've got that guy Thursday at 4:30. And we've got a full ENN at 6. So we got a pretty good show.
We do.
We're ready for you.
Can I throw
We're
something
doing something.
just out of curiosity out of both of you guys? Is the schools of thought about who you want to play, because you guys asked Mark, right? And he gave the right answer. It's as a fan, you got to believe, yeah, they can beat anybody. You don't want to pick anyone. And he looked at the revenge factor of 99, which is just a franchise thing. It's none of the players. But I was wondering this. I asked Dave this morning when I was listening to their show, Coming In for Get Up. And I just said, is there a part of you that would say, give me the Thunder, so if you beat them, no one can say anymore about the easy path to a championship, right? Because that's been the narrative outside. They haven't played anybody. The East is terrible. A lot of people nationally and some others even locally are downplaying like the success and everybody being excited about how well they're playing, saying that, no, they didn't play anybody good. But if you beat the defending champs, doesn't that go away? So does that matter, or is it something that shouldn't even be relevant? Because
it shouldn't be relevant.
The guys said they don't care about that narrative.
No.
But what do you guys think?
It shouldn't be relevant, but anybody that wants to go there, really, you're going to go there if they beat the Spurs? That it was an easy path, the Spurs and Wemby and a team that knocked off the defending champions? You're really going to go there? You're going to be an underdog.
Yeah.
You were a favorite in all 3 series leading up to here. And I can understand the narrative that, the 3 teams that you played aren't great teams. Everybody says they're not beating anybody in the West. Nobody's saying they can't beat the Thunder, or they're saying they can't beat the West. That's what people around the nation are saying. The championship's going to come out of the West. So I don't really look at it as if they beat the Spurs, that lends to the narrative they didn't beat anybody. No way. They're going to be an underdog. They're going to have home court disadvantage against the best player in the NBA. I'm sorry. If you want to go there, dude, there's not enough traction for me. So maybe the Thunder might look different because they're the defending champions.
So as a fan, you don't care?
No.
You wouldn't use that. You wouldn't rather that because then it shuts people up. Because a lot of fans are very sensitive to this criticism.
How could you? No, honestly. And we'll get into this a little bit later on because we got.
I like it.
J.R. Smith coming.
Got you
Can
fired
somebody
up.
with a straight face, if the Knicks beat the Spurs, oh, well, you had an easy path. Well, the Spurs were the favorite. You had home court disadvantage. I can understand the narrative of the easy path to the final, but no way would the Spurs be considered easy.
No. So I 100% not easy. And also at that point, you're telling me you won 11 straight. You swept 2 series, then beat the best in the West, and people would still think it was an easy path. It would be nonsense.
Yeah.
That would just be hate for no reason.
I asked it because
it's out there.
It doesn't mean anything to me either. But I asked it because it's out there, because that criticism is growing. The dismissing what the Knicks are doing is getting louder and louder because there's a lot of time to wait before the finals begin.
We'll get into that.
I like
J.R.
it.
Smith's coming up next. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg until 7 o'clock here on ESPN New York.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Registration ends tomorrow. Take the test.
Big events are bringing more riders across the region. So if you're taking New Jersey Transit for everyday trips, plan ahead. Check schedules, allow extra time, and consider traveling outside of peak hours when you can. New Jersey Transit is running additional service to help keep everyone moving. But a little planning goes a long way. Stay aware, be courteous, and ride smart. New Jersey Transit, keeping your day on track. Plan your trip at njtransit.com.
This is your home for the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks and the NBA Finals. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KRS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Progressive presents ways to save money that aren't bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive.
I can't believe the deal we got on these seats for the game.
Wow, they must be pretty high up here. I think my ears just popped.
Yeah, here, put this on.
Is that an oxygen mask?
An official team oxygen mask.
Well, I can kind of see the field.
Good, your senses are still sharp. You're going to need them for phase 2 of the ascent.
Don't save money by sitting in the nosebleeds. You could save hundreds by switching to Progressive. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it is game time, fellas.
It's
I like that. Take a good, hard look. No locals in action tonight. Both the Yankees and the Mets are off.
What?
Knicks aren't playing again, but there is a game that you'll be interested in, especially if you're a Knicks fan. Game 6, Thunder Spurs from San Antonio.
I'm good.
That game is going to be on our air after Dan Grassa on 880 at 8 o'clock. You say you're good?
I'm good. Either way.
All right. But you still want to
whatever happens.
Scout.
You're not rooting for something to happen.
No.
See, there's two ways to look at it.
I think San Antonio, I'm truthfully, just as a basketball fan, I find San Antonio, New York to be more compelling. I think it's a more fun, and the Wemby part of it makes it so fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's what
the league wants. That
we
too.
Here at Disney are rooting for.
I think
the league would want to see that, because
but I thought Alan made a killer point. Was it on our show yesterday or on Get Up today? Alan and I had a segment together on Get Up, like you dream about.
Dominated it too,
and I thought so. But I don't remember where it was. But Alan made the point, and I know we got to get to JR here. I really do, and we should ask him this. I do not see a world in which the public at large is rooting for Oklahoma City against the Knicks. They play OKC. I think most of the country is rooting for the Knicks, which would be kind of fun and unique.
All interesting topic of conversation, but I need to get to Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. He's former Knick J.R. Smith, and he's nice enough to join us here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. How are you, sir?
Oh, great. How are you?
I'm happy you're still with us. That was a scary moment last week.
Yeah, with the crowd. There's a lot to get to with
yes.
JR. But first and foremost, not only a former Knick, two-time NBA champion, and recent college graduate.
That's right. Really?
Congratulations, man. That's cool.
North Carolina A&T. So we wanted to congratulate you on that.
I appreciate that.
Like what? And I know you've told this story recently, so I'd love for you to share it with our listeners, though, JR. Your ambition to go to school, to get your degree, and now that you have that, what's next?
Actually working. I went back to summer session just started again, and I went back. I'm going back for my master's, and I got a year and a half to finish my master's, and then hopefully get my doctorate, depending on where I can attend. Yeah, just excited about learning, continuing to learn, and just having fun.
What are you getting your master's in? Is there a specialty here?
Liberal studies, African culture.
Awesome.
African American culture.
So then you'll do that, get a doctorate, and just see where it brings you. But you're just actually sheerly enjoying the education of it. Is it different? Because none of the three of us yo-yos have ever had the experience of like going to school when you sort of don't have to. Is it a different experience when you're not a kid, being told you got to do this, but you're a man like going to choose education? Does it feel completely different?
Yeah, I feel like it's different. I would say, growing up, having to do the work and not really wanting to, and not really having a real connection to it at the time. I think for me, it was really hard for me. I think that's one of the things that was really hard for me growing up. Now, being a grown man and understanding it's a bigger purpose behind what I'm doing, I think it just makes it that much easier for me. Again, growing up and having to do it and not really understanding what I was going to do with it definitely is a struggle for me.
It just shows you that it's just never, there's different times for different people. It's not always on the same timeline. And the fact that you found that at this point of your life, it's, it gives you a great why after a playing career that you had for 16 years. Because a lot of athletes do kind of struggle with that when they get to retirement. But clearly for you, this has become your next challenge. And I saw you had an ambition about being maybe even athletic director at North Carolina A&T. Is that still on the wish list for you?
Yeah, that's definitely on my wish list. I just want to help continuously to help the youth and help HBCU students. I think there's, a huge need for it in today's world, because I feel like there's a lot of people who are in those positions and don't necessarily have the youth's best interest at heart. I would say it's more of a stepping ladder and trying to get somewhere bigger or better. And for me, I really had an unbelievable experience for my, bachelor's. So for me, I would love to do that at A&T and see what it all entails. Sure. Honestly.
Sure.
We're talking to J.R. Smith. He was a sixth man of the year as a New York Knick back in that 12-13 season. And he's joining you here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. So what has this run been like, coming back into the Garden and seeing the team play this way?
It's been incredible. I mean, to watch these dudes play with just the passion and the fire and play together. I mean, I think everybody will say coming into the playoffs, I don't think we all would have positioned the Knicks as in the situation they're in, because of what we've seen in the regular season. And I feel like the way they've come together between Cat and Brunson and figuring out, whose turn it is or whose time it is, and everybody else is falling in, kind of falling in line. I think that's been the most beautiful thing to watch, because when you have great teams, there's always somebody or some type of friction or some reason you don't, get over the hump. And for the Knicks, there's always been, for whatever reason, whatever combination of players or coaches or whatever the reason front office was in the last 20, 30 years, I guess. It's amazing to see them come as far as they have. The camaraderie that they have amongst the players, they really seem like they enjoy one another and enjoy playing with one another. And I mean, it's really made it that much easier and fun to watch, to be honest.
You've had a front row seat yourself to what it's like for a star player to carry the burden. You were there with Carmelo back then. The pressure to play in New York is one thing. The pressure to win in New York is even something more. So when you watch Jalen Brunson and what he's done now, Melo came in with a lot of attention and a lot of pomp and circumstance. Brunson came in kind of quiet, and then suddenly everybody's like, "Whoa, this guy can play." When you watch him and how he handles all the things that come with it, because you know all of that, what do you see, and why does he seem to handle it so well?
I think, and a lot of the credit has to go to his dad. Rick has been an incredible mentor to him, I'm sure. And the way he's been handling it, he just seems like he's never rattled and he's never flustered. I think that's one of the biggest keys to success. No matter if they're up or they're down, you can't tell by his body language. And I think as a leader of an organization, especially somewhere like New York, I think that's a major key to have because I mean. The weight of the city can kind of get to anybody, and to be able to take it with a grain of salt and still continuously truck forward and put your team in a better position is not easy. So I definitely take my hat off to Jalen, man. He's done an amazing job, not only playing, but just leading this team. To me,
obviously, a lot of people nationally have been surprised about what this team has done, but I mean, even experts and people close to it have been surprised in how they turn it on. Were you surprised at what they've become since Game 4 in that Atlanta series, or did you know that they had this gear?
No, I mean, I think everybody knew they had this gear. I just don't think we knew they were gonna put it together like this and blow teams out. Now, then they had, I mean, you can't really take anything away from them. They beat the hell out of Philly. They destroyed the last series. Was just like, I mean, they were just blowing teams out, and it's not even close. And to me, even with the last series having time off as much as they did and still come in and be prepared, it shows you how poised they are and what a great job Mike has done as well.
JR, as a former player, if you're a Knick, sitting watching the game tonight, do you have a rooting interest, or you just take on all comers at this point if you're the Knicks?
I mean, at this point, take on all comers. I mean, if we continuously play the way we've been playing, I don't think it doesn't. I honestly don't think it matters who we play. I mean, the way we scrap on defense and are playing with that New York energy, diving on the floors for loose balls, I think that right there is enough if we're going to play as hard as we've been playing.
You understand, and this is not like when you use this term, sometimes it sounds negative, but it's not. You understand the importance of role players on championship teams.
100%.
You understand it because that's what you were. There's a reason why LeBron said, go get me those two guys, and you and Amon ended up in Cleveland. The rest of us hated it, but you guys ended up there, and there's a reason why. You got there and you were told, we need you guys, and you certainly got a ring there, and then LeBron said, get him back here again, and you got another ring because of it. When you look at this Knicks team and the role players on this team, Steve Novak's on our network. We're doing stuff now, and we tease Novi all the time. You two, odd couple, on that Mobb Deep bench that you guys had back in the day. When you look at this Knicks bench, is like a guy like Landry Shamet somebody that just kind of makes you smile? Like, look at this guy's ready. He's locked and loaded when he steps into a game. Is he somebody that you appreciate for that role player importance?
100%. And for me, I mean, the minutes come sporadically, especially being a role player, and to be ready and be prepared consistently night in and night out is extremely hard to do. So to me, what they've been able to accomplish on that bench squad has been incredible. I mean, I've been on record for saying they need to play better, and I feel like they really have over the last, I would say, month or two. I mean, just really keeping them. I would say taking leads and extending it is one thing. Generally on your bench, you want to be able to withhold the lead until you get your starters back in, but then taking the lead and pushing it even further. I mean, that's any team would love to have their bench playing the way they've been playing.
Yeah, just incredible. Like anybody, we were just talking before you came on about the narrative that they hadn't played anybody. The path was easy. Well, what are you supposed to do with easy teams? Smack them around, and that's exactly what they've done, JR. Like, so I don't know how badly you can beat a team enough for people to stop saying the path is easy.
Yeah, I mean, that's just people saying what they're going to say. I mean, if it was the other way around, they'd be like, oh, it's just the same old Knicks. Like, just look at us, just getting beat up, or teams are just rolling in here, and we're just laying down the garden. These teams are playing their butts off, and I don't think they get enough credit for how good they really are. I mean, I don't care who you're playing against. These are dudes who are getting paid professional salaries NBA players who are some of the best players in the world, and they're literally blowing teams out.
So you do have to tell us now, JR, what did happen that night? First of all, how actually concerned were you when you stepped out with the fans? And were you legitimately concerned, or were you sort of like, yo, this is getting a little crazy, whoa? Or was there a moment of, oh, God, this is actually a problem?
Well, I was only concerned because I seen, obviously, y'all seen, I wasn't the only person who fell. There was a couple of women who fell in front of me, and dudes weren't helping them up. And that really got me upset because, like, you guys are really just sitting here on your phones instead of helping people up. And it kind of, that, to me, that was the most annoying part about it, but I was never in danger or anything like that.
Got it. Okay. So
it made me change the way I crossed the street, though, after the game, JR.
Well, yeah, it was enough to scare Alan Hahn.
Yeah,
you should know that.
I'm like, where's Larry Johnson? We're going out the side door in 31st, and LJ, you're going to escort me across the street. With that in mind, I love when I talk to a lot of you guys because as expensive as those seats are, and we know how expensive they can be sitting around the court, there's so many of you now that it's no longer alumni row. It's like alumni section. Like it's the whole wrapped around the court. You can't look in a direction if you're on the floor and not see a former Knick. And the way you guys really get into the game, what does it mean for you? Because you're somebody that, as I mentioned before, you were traded away. And a lot of us were like, why are they trading these guys? And yet you did have success. You got to win and all that stuff. And people in New York were happy to see you shirtless for 4 days celebrating a championship. But you're back here and you're being celebrated again as a Knick. What does that mean for you?
I mean, it means everything. I mean, I'm from Jersey. My dad grew up a Knicks fan. So for me, it means the world, being able to come home and get the love and support that I do. And then having the opportunity to watch these dudes sit on the floor, and like, to me, I would have loved to have that as a player, see so many former players from that team inspired and cheering me on. To me, that would be amazing. So I really hope those dudes like and appreciate what the guys are saying and bring it to them, because I think it's a lot of great positive energy and a lot of just basketball knowledge in general that they can learn from over there on that sideline. So, but for me, I mean, I really enjoy it. I love going to the games. I love getting the love and respect from the fans, and just seeing so many old faces that literally watch me and my kids grow up.
And I imagine, again, we all remember the celebration with the Cavs championship. Can you even imagine what one would be in this city?
I cannot imagine, but I promise you one thing, I will be there to see it.
We know you will.
JR, such a pleasure to talk to you. Good luck, and hopefully we'll get to see you a little bit later on when they're lifting a trophy.
Definitely. I appreciate it. I'll see you boys soon.
All right. That's J.R. Smith, Jersey guy. I had forgotten about that when he brought it up for Freehold, New Jersey. And, it's just crazy, like how he spent more time in Denver and Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, won a title in Cleveland.
And the Lakers.
And just because of the fact that, he's from Jersey and his dad was a Knick fan, and just coming back to the Garden, it was
personal.
special.
It was personal for him. But I wanted to make sure everybody heard his story about going back to school, because he went from high school to the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't go to college. He was going to go to UNC, but then had the opportunity to be drafted. So he said, forget it, I'm going right into the league. And he had told a story about how he really, and he kind of said it to us here, like education for him was not something that he really embraced when he was younger. And he struggled with it. And so to find it later in life is such a great story for a lot of adults who might have felt the same way. I don't want to go to college. I'm sick of school. And then you get older and you start to realize things, and education suddenly becomes something that you're curious about and interested in.
Yeah.
And what he's turned it into, he has his degree. He's already going back for his master's. He plans on getting a doctorate. This says a lot about his growth and what he's become.
Yeah.
And after his career, he's found something that is an ambition, which is great, and we support it.
So the Knicks are going to take on either the Spurs or the Thunder. Could find out tonight. And if you wanted to bet the game tonight, Peter, I know you're good either way.
Well, no, but the thing is,
we're going to bet the game.
Well, the thing is, if I were going to, it'd be FanDuel. Now, obviously, I can't. I have to wait and keep this money because I'm going with the Knicks, game one in the finals, one way or the other. And FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long, with more ways to build and more value every time you play. You can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment, from spreads to player points to threes and more. Build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, official partner of the NBA. Play your game. 21 plus. Physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text OPEN-Y at 467-369.
Now, coming up next, it's That Guy Thursday.
Like your dream.
And that guy is somebody we know.
Ooh.
You can go as far as to say it's station-on-station crime.
Oh, no.
And I don't know about you two. I'm going at this guy. I might go at this guy harder than the guy that really should go after.
Interesting.
And that's coming up next. Don Hahn and Rosenberg. Take it until 7 o'clock. Then Gross is going to lead you into Game 6, Spurs and the Thunder, right here on ESPN New York.
Interesting.
The New York Knicks, the NBA Finals. Finally.
And the New York Knicks are on their way to the NBA Finals. For the first time since 1999, the Knicks are Eastern Conference champions.
This is your home for the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks and the NBA Finals. This is ESPN New York.
Partner with Amazon Hub Delivery to earn extra revenue for your business with your business. Assist with local Amazon deliveries and get paid for each package you deliver. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. You'll gain extra revenue, increase exposure for your business, and connect with your neighbors. Plus, it's easy to get started with no delivery experience, long-term contracts, or startup costs required. If you're interested in learning more, visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
If you think a new central air conditioning system is out of your budget, think again. Sloman's is here to change the game with their preseason super sale. They're now offering cutting-edge 18-SEER 2026 refrigerant-compliant R45-4B systems expertly installed by their certified technicians, all at the lowest prices of the year. That's right. Get started with zero down, zero payments, and zero interest for 18 months. Plus, they're including a comprehensive service plan for 5 years, including annual system checks, filter replacement, and refrigerant to keep your AC running smoothly all summer long. Call Sloman's today at 516-932-7000 for your free estimate. But hurry, these cool savings won't last. That's 516-932-7000 or visit ac.slomans.com. 18-month promo period, no payment, no interest, and no down payment offer. The offer is available through a third-party bank. On approved credit, interest is waived if loan is repaid in full during the same as cash period. Terms and conditions apply.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Now it's time for traffic with Susie Cerrone.
Hey there, guys. Thanks. There is a stall on the Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan-bound midspan. It's got the right lane blocked. You're backed up into Brooklyn. Crash on the LIE westbound at Oceana Street. It's in the left lane. You're almost backed up on the LIE westbound from the Nassau line. At least 45 minutes on the Cross Bronx westbound to the outbound George. Outbound Lincoln or Holland, 20 minutes apiece. Minor delay at the inbound George for either deck, but roadwork is gone off the George. We're sponsored by True Green. True Green. Don't waste another weekend doing your lawn care yourself. Partner with the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour and get a golf course quality lawn the easy way. Sign up at truegreen.com, then sit back and relax. I'm Susie Cerrone for 880 ESPN New York.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code VAN for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code VAN for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code VAN.
We all have that one friend.
I'm talking about the yo-yos who set themselves on fire and bathe in pork and beans.
Or know that one person.
I'm here with my family.
Who can't help but be.
He's not cool. His voice is weird. He's kind of a dork. His brother's a tool. His girlfriend's annoying.
That guy.
I didn't know it was banner night. We won't be out for that.
It's time for That Guy Thursday.
Hey, guys. Anyone want to play some ball?
With Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
He's just being that guy.
Now, we have fun amongst the shows. I think one of the beautiful things about this radio station, and coming up in September, we'll be celebrating our 25th anniversary, and I've been here for all of it.
Yeah. You've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly.
And listen, I've worked a lot of different places, a lot of different jobs in the business and out. And I can tell you, there's never been a closeness like we have here at this radio station, where I think everybody genuinely gets along with each other. And we've had a few exceptions over the 25 years, but for the most part, especially now, I think everybody gets along with each other. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that Alan had worked with Bart, and I've worked with Carlin, and of course with Michael, and Rick worked with Alan. There's been a lot. We've intertwined over the years for sure. And the one thing that I feel really strongly about is that we never go at one another unless it was just playful, fun, performative even.
Yes. Yeah.
But what I heard this
Even
morning,
Michael and I recently, as you recall.
It's
all fun.
That was taken too far by
the media. They have
the evil media.
They have inches to fill. You know the fake news media.
They have what to fill?
But you get the idea.
But something happened this morning that I think crossed the line.
Now, by the way, I want to be clear.
Crossed the line.
I haven't heard this yet. Have you, Alan?
Yes.
You did?
I did. I was listening.
You were listening.
And it was explained to me in great detail.
You couldn't have been listening. You were with me.
I drove in.
No, this was correct me if I'm wrong. You don't know what he's talking about.
Wait. All right, finish, and I'll tell you if.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm thinking of something else I heard
This was
morning.
somewhere, I was told, around 8:30.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no chance I heard this.
No, you were literally with me.
So there was two things that were happening this morning about this show.
Oh.
Oh, there was something else? Or you know what?
Yeah.
We joined That Guy Thursday early. It's not even 4:30 yet.
Yeah.
So I think we could jam a lot into this segment.
So let's do it.
All right?
I'm always for jamming it in.
But on a good day, we've got DNR earlier this morning, and they reacted to our Peter Rosenberg.
Oh, this
on Get Up today. Now, but if you're not watching on YouTube or you showed up late, Peter and Alan both were on Get Up. Now, Alan's on Get Up a lot. Peter has been on Get Up. Mm-hmm. But Peter did a lot more than just talk wrestling, and he looks fantastic.
Just a little segment about the Knicks and then the wrestling.
Yeah, we were at the desk together.
Yeah,
we shouted out the show.
Oh, a lot of shout-outs for the show.
It was beautiful. Hopefully my name came up.
It did.
It did.
Yeah, when you said Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Correct.
Right?
Pretty much.
Exactly.
That's right.
All right. But so here's the reaction to Peter On Get Up.
I'm nervous.
Peter Rosenberg on Get Up.
That is Peter Rosenberg,
Talking about the Knicks?
That is Peter
I think
Rosenberg.
so. I don't know if this is going to somehow tie into wrestling, but yeah, he's with Alan.
Interesting. You
And
think
Jay
Alan
Will.
brought him as like a bring your kid to
work
school?
day?
Yeah.
No.
Kind of no?
Wow.
Well, what could Peter possibly be adding about the Knicks?
He's a sports
you're just
talk.
insulting
I mean, that's so insulting. That you just
drive
said that.
time.
He's in a
Talk
nice
radio
suit.
right here.
He looks really good.
Hey, he's in a nice suit.
He looks great.
Thanks, Rick.
I mean, he's definitely supporting Jay Will's point right now. I mean, what are you on? I think NBA. I think Wilbon and Peter Rosenberg.
Wilbon, Hahn, Rosenberg.
Jay Will,
Yeah.
Rosenberg.
Yep. So Mike Vrabel.
They've completely cut him out of the shot.
Now you don't even know he's there now. I was like, all right, now you've said some nonsensical thing. You think they gong him off? They like hook him off with the thing?
Thought it was over.
They just wheel the chair out.
Yeah. All right, Peter.
Someone just pulls the chair.
You're done. Your show starts at 3 now. Get ready.
Well,
All right, listen.
first of all, on the record, I was very proud of him today.
Thank you. Why? What did I do?
No, you just performed.
You didn't vomit on yourself.
I didn't show up and go, "The sports." We talked about what we talk about every day.
Yeah, Peter, you didn't soil yourself. Good job.
But no, you were good. Made salient
No,
points.
thank you.
But-
I try to do it.
and it was a good, healthy back and forth debate. Nothing wrong with it at all.
The very beginning of it, I was on board. You kind of make fun of the suit.
Sure.
No, we should always poke fun.
Why not?
Poke fun. But if anybody's listened to this station and Peter any length of time, knows that the haters always go after his sports knowledge. Like, you're not a sports guy. What are you doing on the sports radio station? You know anything about sports? Although you can make the case. He likes sports more than Alan and I do. He's into everything. I'm not watching UFC. I'm not watching golf. I'm not watching tennis. I don't care what goes on in Italy this weekend with the wrestling. So he's pretty well-rounded, all right? And he's had to fight off the haters. And for a member of our radio station to go after you, what are you there talking about basketball? That's condescending. That's not the way people treat people when they consider themselves to be friends. I'm going to go as far as to say I think this is proof he doesn't like you.
Yeah, you said that. He said that to me off the air. Don said
that means I'm not. I mean it.
Don said he thinks, in all seriousness, Dave Rothenberg cannot care for me because it's one thing to take a shot at your friend. Rick calling me portly, sure, who cares, right?
That's been on. He's been doing that forever.
It doesn't make a difference. How's it working out? All good. But here's the question: when your enemies, when the people who hate me most, have this cheap Rosenberg doesn't know sports, why is he there thing, for Dave to verbalize what the mouth breathers say, to potentially, if I didn't feel that I had the trust and love of the people who employ me here, to know that he could maybe be influencing, it's practically as if Dave Rothenberg today saw a bottle in Maya's hands and said, "You don't need that," and just poured the milk down the drain. He's practically taking food out of my kid's mouth. He's putting my livelihood on the line.
Wow, this is strong.
To support a narrative. And also, I'll say this right now. Listen, I know Dave. We get it. We're all very impressed. He can name every college that every player's went to, and it's awe-inspiring in like a Rain Man way, and we all think it's great. You want to watch a game and have a basketball conversation. I will basketball convo it up with Rick and Dave every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Now, if you were to say, Peter, do you want to go head-to-head with Alan? I go, Al, I'll cede that to Alan. Matter of fact, I'll go a step further. There's not a person here at the radio station not named Alan Hahn, save maybe, this is a great sign of respect, save maybe Ty Butler, that I would say, I'll probably cede the basketball convo to. Everyone else here, we're in the same league with some people who are in a lower league. But for Dave and Rick to act as if, particularly Dave, because let's be honest, Rick was caught off guard by this filth. For Dave to act as if it had been a baseball, if they'd brought me in and go, Peter, break down the Brewers and the Cardinals.
We'd all laugh at that.
I don't like how quickly you responded, but fair. But it's fine. But like the basketball? Like you don't listen to the show every day? Am I not making salient points on the Knicks of it all?
I didn't like that he put oxygen into something
That's
that
right.
didn't
See, that's the thing.
need oxygen.
See, there's certain,
all the other stuff, the suit,
if you
whatever.
Have
because
fun.
what the mouth breathers you're talking about now have gotten fuel. They've gotten
No.
breath.
Even his
Like,
colleagues
you know,
feel that way.
Even Dave Rothenberg agrees with us, and he knows them. He's in the same radio station
Yeah.
as him, so there must be some truth to it. They're making fun of him.
You know what?
There's a certain thing. There's certain things you know you don't go there
That's
with
right.
certain people.
That's right.
Like if I were to go on the air and forward the narrative that Michael Kay was Yankee boy, I think I'd overstep the line because that's something he's really fought. He's again, and I don't believe he's Yankee boy. But if I wanted to go after him, there's certain places you can go where we can all have some fun. But that's like, all right, hey, you know, like with Eddie Murphy when you're play fighting with your girlfriend, all of a sudden she hits you down there. So, oh, hey,
whoa.
Wait a minute, you crossed the line.
That's exactly right.
There's certain times you're like, all right, you crossed the line. Dave crossed the line. Now, it's up for you to forgive him because you're the victim. But I don't like that. I know you're trying to kill a segment. I know you're trying to have fun. You're trying to get your listeners to laugh and all that. And I'm sure they had a good chuckle. But to damage the reputation or forward a narrative, a negative narrative, a false narrative.
Thank you, Don.
About a teammate, Dave crossed the line.
And you know what I don't like about it? And I'm going to say, here's the dirty truth. The dirty, dirty, down under, deep down truth. It comes from jealousy. And Dave is one of the finest talk show hosts I've ever known. And perhaps if the guy maybe got a little just for men, put it in his beard, maybe did a little bit of work on the hair, maybe an extra 5 minutes on the treadmill, maybe he too could be sitting at the desk with the very handsome Alan Hahn talking about basketball on a national platform like Get Up.
5 minutes.
You might know something. That might be all the reasons why I don't get asked on Get Up.
Maybe
I need to dye the hair. I need to hit the treadmill.
Well, no, you're not dyeing the hair is different because you're a gray beard.
You need to get closer to PK Subban. Is what you need to do.
Yeah, that's right.
He's a sidekick, and he's got to be calling on you.
And then you got to start wearing the big pants. You got to do the whole thing.
No, you don't need that. It's just you got to get closer to PK. That's all.
So you're saying the way I clung on to you to get on Get Up today. You got to have it in.
Like you got to do whatever it takes.
No, but you did. I did not get a chance to see, but I've seen you before, and I know you know basketball. You're great at it.
Having a conversation about the Knicks. Do you guys realize that in all seriousness, if I were unable to have at least 5 compelling things to talk about with the New York Knicks, making my living, I should be immediately fired.
Yep.
Like this. If they had said we brought Peter on because we want him to break down the Stanley Cup Finals, then I would understand Dave going, really?
Hey, what is he
that's
doing
a lot.
there?
Maybe that should be Rick.
But in that segment, you needed to be there because between Michael Wilbon, who I have the utmost respect for,
that's
and
right.
Jay Will, who's as close a friend that I have in ESPN, right? I mean, I'm King Kong on the top of the Empire State Building. I'm fighting off all the planes because they're trying to peel off any type of credibility of the Knicks run. And I'm by myself now fighting this thing off. I needed somebody else.
Boom, tag team, I'm in.
You know what's good television though? Like let's say I was on. I kind of would expect if I did a segment with hockey and there was like 30 seconds. Hey, I do an afternoon talk show in New York. We're the flagship station of the New York Knicks. Would it be that crazy, even though I'm not a big basketball guy, for Greeny to say, hey, so what's New York saying about the Knicks here? What's your vibe about the Knicks?
When they talk Jets or Giants, they ask me.
Of course.
Do you want to sit in?
That makes sense.
I'm there. Do you want to sit in? You know what's going on with these teams. You have a show.
Correct.
So it is a common thing that
if
they
you
do.
have a talk show host in New York and you're doing a national show, it would be, dare I say,
professional malfeasance.
Professional malfeasance if you don't at least throw a Nick question your way.
I called into Alan's favorite radio show this afternoon.
Yes.
The show that he prefers to our own.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, he sometimes texts with them during our show.
Only once.
You remember.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
His good friend Harry Douglas.
Yeah.
I called in today. They booked me. They said we're going
I was there.
Yeah, they said, "Do you want to? We're going to have you today. If you have time, can you call in to talk?" I did. Can you call in to talk Knicks basketball and WWE this weekend?
Isn't that great?
Absolutely, no problem. Happy to do it. It's unfortunate, and I will say this: in every world that I am in, hip hop, pro wrestling, and sports, every one of them, they're just people who sit on the sidelines and go, "It's unbelievable that they have you. You know nothing about each and everything that I'm interested in. And don't get me wrong, I am talented. Do you realize how talented I would have to be to know literally nothing about any of this and just every day just get up and just go? No pun intended.
It's Don and I marvel at it every day.
Yeah. I just show up here.
It's like a magic trick every day.
It really is. This
I go.
guy's so
I go.
talented.
I
Like
have
when
a hunch.
David Blaine walked on water, that's what, every time I look to my left, it's like that.
Yeah, Peter.
Like, I can't believe he's doing it.
Yeah, you would think
He made it another 4 hours.
You would think that every time they look at me in a conversation, it's just silence, and then they look back at each other and keep going. They're like, "Well, Peter's here." So I just, it's disappointing from Dave. I'm saddened.
But then you missed the other part.
Yeah. So what else?
And so Dave is that guy, but is there another that guy?
Who else went on us?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that guy.
Okay.
Because in this instance, Dave was defending another one on this show, which was Don LaGreca.
Huh.
I think Rick was the one that didn't like your rant yesterday about the Mets and the hard hat and the vest and you're down 6-0 and what are we doing with this goofy celebration, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Rick was against it, thinking as a player you need things to just bring joy and bring enthusiasm.
Oh my
because
God.
the season's long, it's a slog. You have to have
Will you
something.
stop? Why does
And
baseball
Dave
always
defended
go there?
you. Dave agreed with you, and he felt like no, that's like the old man thing. Don't let the guys have fun thing. And Rick was making his case as a former player how important that stuff is. And so I thought that was what you were going to go with.
No, well,
so we were in their minds all show.
Hey, listen, going after me on my opinion is way different than basically saying.
Well, that's why I said
Peter has no business having a job.
Rick, I don't think Rick was doing that guy.
No, but
he was definitely he was against your rant.
I don't understand why every time an older person like myself has an opinion, it's easier for the younger person to go, well, get off my lawn. That's not a get off my lawn. You're down 6-0. You hit a 2-run home run. Read the room, man. You're celebrating, putting all the garbage on. Dude, you're 10 games under 500. You're 4 runs down in the 6th inning. Act accordingly, man.
You don't
I'm
think it's
not
time
saying
to
you
celebrate?
can't have fun, but you know what? Read the room, man. Is that a time? And then how would you feel as a teammate? This is what surprised me because Rick was on losing teams. But, like, what about the guy that didn't hit a home run? Or the guy that struck out before that? He's got to look at it and look at them celebrating their individual moment when, as a team, we're embarrassing ourselves.
How big do you celebrate a goal when you're down 6-0?
Not at all.
You score a goal.
You don't.
You literally will see
Are
nothing.
you seeing them like, are we doing pumpernickels? Are we throwing the glove up?
Hey,
and
someone
shutting it down?
might over and tap your
That's
stick.
what I thought.
That's it. You keep it moving.
Timu
That's it.
Solani in his rookie year when he would throw the glove up and pretend to shoot at.
Love that.
You think his Winnipeg teammates would appreciate it if he made the game 6-1 after being down 6-0 and he did that? He'd get booed off the ice and his teammates would think he was a jerk. But they can't say Soto's a jerk because he's Soto.
But you know what Soto did now, which could be the next Grimace Hawktua moment?
What?
Did the Brunson.
Oh, he did the Brunson.
Yeah. And then afterwards, do we have it? Let's see. Paid homage to what the Knicks are doing.
I read this. Oh, here we go.
Got to mention, it looked like that home run celebration was a little bit of an ode to another team in town. Tell us about it.
We just got to keep cheering for the Knicks. Let's go Knicks.
Yeah, that's fun. I mean,
that's fine.
Everybody's
they won.
climbing on board.
By the way, they won.
Yeah.
Do what you want. Say what you want.
And now, what if they keep winning?
Oh, stop. You know what, Alan? You know what?
You don't need to don't be a loser.
No, he's doing.
All right, no, don't be the loser Mets like us trying to cling to stuff. You're a wagon right now. Everybody wants to be you.
Yeah.
All right, the Grimace to try to sell more McDonald's hamburgers because the Knicks are the wagon. Everybody should be hitching themselves to this wagon. You don't need to hitch yourself to anything. Don't even be that. You're the gold standard right now in New York sports.
But I will say this: there are times when I've been a part of all our shows, and one of us or all of us will have a take that I could argue maybe generationally different. Oh, because in our day, when we watched the sport, it was more like this.
Yeah.
You hear that particularly about with style of the game, things like that.
Right.
That particular argument, and I'm shocked that Rick would endorse this in any way, that it's okay to have fun. Like, oh, why not? Have a good time. It's a long season. If you look right now in all of the major sports, the great young players would look at people who did that and go, what are you doing? Like, I'm sorry. There are kids out there. You think the best? I'm trying to think of, like, who is the absolute stud Like, let's throw out a C.J. Stroud, who he's a winner, right? He's, 23 years old. He's a winner. You think that if Houston's down 27-3 and someone goes in through a touchdown and does a whole dance, you think C.J. Stroud's like, dude, that was dope, bro. Now we're only down 27-10.
You know, it's a long season.
Winners
but you know
don't do that.
You're getting paid. I'm sorry, you're not getting paid to have fun. You're getting paid to go out there and play ball, all right? Not to have fun. I don't care if you're having fun or not. You know what's fun? Winning games. That's what's fun. I'm worried about your entertainment. You're not entertaining me, clown.
It's not a glorious take for Rick. I don't love it.
Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity to the ice.
See, those are winners.
Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home, I know.
Sure.
Because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in the off-season defense with pest control provider and proud partner in the New Jersey Devils, Viking. They've delivered 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of the zone and out of your zone. The local team builds a personalized game plan that actually works, and when you bundle pest control with mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out. Well, your thoughts on this? Got to get into the Knicks. How about the Yankees? Boy, when they play Kansas City, they become the new Minnesota Twins. It's like it's just an automatic win. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg take up until 7 o'clock. Then it's Dan Grossa leading into Thunder and Spurs on ESPN New York.
Waited.
I think of the fans. They are just the best fans and the most loyal, and they've been through so much.
New York waited.
The 27-year wait is over. They will play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
The finals are here.
They haven't just been good. They haven't just been dominant. The Knicks have been completely unstoppable.
This is your home for the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks and the NBA Finals. This is ESPN New York.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Registration ends tomorrow. Take the test.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
You've been stuck inside all winter. Now it's time to get back out walking, working, and living. But if you have joint pain, sciatica, back pain, and still holding you back, you don't have to live like that. I'm Bart Scott, and Dr. J. Shaw at Soundwell Pain is the real deal. Ivy League trained, double board certified with non-surgical treatments that get real results. No cuts. No downtime, no pain medication, just a smart, targeted approach to get you moving again. Same day or next day appointments are available. Go to SoundwellPain.com. Don't let pain vent you this spring.
The New York Knicks, the NBA Finals.
You know who the face of the NBA is? Right here in New York, Jalen Brunson, baby. He's the face of New York. We deserve this. Bring them all on. Let's go, boys.
I haven't even slept yet, so I don't even know if it's sunk in.
They are locked in. They're healthy. They are rested, but they are the team that's going to be the underdog in the final. I love it.
Go, New York. Go, New York. Go.
NBA Finals Game 1 coverage begins Wednesday night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SMART to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SMART to borrow up to $10,000. Use code SMART to borrow up to $10,000.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
For the first time since 1999, the Knicks are headed to the NBA Finals.
And the 27-year wait is over. They will play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy. 4 wins away from an NBA championship.
This group got tighter and more accountable as the days got closer to June.
Thanks to all our New York Knicks partners this season, including The Wellness Company, Dime Commercial Bank, Michelob Ultra, and Kia Motors on ESPN New York.
Subscribe to ESPN New York on YouTube. Stream the full weekday lineup live. Watch complete replays or catch up fast with can't miss highlights. Jump into the live chat, react in real time, and make your voice part of the show. Subscribe to ESPN New York on YouTube now and stay locked in so you never miss a moment. 1-800-919-3776. Let's talk to Vinny in Queens. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, man?
Hey, Big Vin.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, at risk of sounding like that guy,
never.
I just want to stick up for Rick a little bit about his point about Juan Soto. I was listening this morning, so I wanted to give a little context about it. It wasn't that he was defending, celebrating individual success because the season's a slog or whatever. It was more so because it's a team-building thing. It's a thing that the whole team does together. So to not do it, you would almost be individualizing yourself. It's not like a guy celebrating a first down when he's down, 35.
But that's the way it comes across, Vinny. You're down 6-2.
But you know what?
It's stupid, Vinny. That somebody's got to step up and go, you know what, guys? We're not doing this. When we start winning, when we get above 500, let's do it. We're 10 games under 500. The building's half empty. We're an absolute embarrassment. Everybody's underachieving. You hit a home run. Great. Good for you. High five. Smack fannies, do whatever you normally do. But to put the stupid construction hat and the vest on looks completely tone deaf. It does. You look like asses.
Yeah, Vinny, how could you see anything else to it? I don't understand.
No, you know what? I kind of lean your way with that, Don, too, but I just wanted to give some context to what Rick was saying. But let me counteract with something, play devil's advocate. If everybody on the team is doing that, wearing the hard hat and the safety vest, and Juan Soto was the one guy who said, this is stupid, I'm not, don't you think we'd be getting on him a little bit for, look, see, he's not happy.
No, maybe he'd be showing some leadership, Vinny, going, guys, we can't be doing, because somebody would have to ask him, well, why aren't you wearing it? Because I think it's stupid. And you know what? These things can get done behind closed doors, Vinny. This is why I with Mendoza. Like, Mendoza should take it away. Guys, this is stupid. We shouldn't be doing this because at the end of the day, Vinny, a lot of these guys are young players. They're going to kind of do what they have to do. A true leader would step up and go, guys, this is dumb. This is really dumb what we're doing here. I understand it's camaraderie and team building, but you know what? That ship sailed. You're 10 games under 500, man.
Let's win 5 or 6 games, and then we start celebrating when things happen. Yeah, but they could have celebrated 5 games ago, Don. When you're playing like complete garbage and you're not competitive, and then you have a moment in a game in which you're not competitive. It's not even like, Don, if they'd celebrated last night in a win, you probably give them the pass. They're losing the game also.
Right. Now, if it's a game-winning home run,
sure.
But I just feel like just not reading the room. You know what it comes across as? Hey, I'm getting mine. I'm getting my bag. I hit a home run. And to Vinny's point, if Soto didn't do it, I think people would look at it as, hey, he's finally showing some leadership here. Because you'd ask him.
Well, you'd ask him
why aren't you doing it?
You'd ask after the game, hey, noticed after your home run, you guys didn't do the normal celebration. Why? You know that and I've experienced this with players where they'll actually come up to you before the scrum begins and go, hey, ask me about this.
Yeah,
because they want to say something, and so you ask them, and then they because they want to tell you, and then you make that point. I decided as a leader on this team that until we get ourselves to a place where we're winning regularly, we need to just stay serious about what we're doing.
Yeah, it comes across like you care more about the home run than you do the score. Lorenzo in the car, you're on ESPN New York.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, man?
So I've been a Mets fan for a very long time, probably, 7 years old. It's so bad to watch. I can't even take myself to watch all 9 innings. And then you hit this home run and you hit this celebration. There's different ways about celebrating. You don't need the props, especially when you're 10 games down. Like you said, Don, you're tone deaf. It doesn't have the hardworking vibe of the city where David Wright was here and a couple other players. It's complete embarrassment. I'm very frustrated. Do a high five, do some different type of cheer, chant. Put the props away until you're 10 games over. It's very. I don't know if you guys can feel my pain.
No, listen, I feel it. That's why I bring it up, Lorenzo. I totally feel it. And listen, I'm sure I'll get proven wrong. Somebody will send me a highlight, but the Mets and Yankees started it. The Mets picked up on it on 86. They come out with the curtain call, right? Mm-hmm. And Reggie Jackson did it. Gary Carter did it. I can't imagine Gary Carter coming out for the curtain call after hitting a 2-run home run down 6-0 in the 6th inning. They might call for him. You know what? He's not going to come out.
But again, that's, as I remind you, that is the biggest problem with the Mets. When anybody now, again, family full of Mets fans, what's wrong with the team and all that stuff? The easy answer is, it really is a simple answer. They have no leadership. They have no true leaders. They have guys who think they're leaders, but they're clearly not.
No,
because Bo Bichette doesn't do what he does, and David Peterson doesn't do what he does. There's a standard that has to be upheld in that clubhouse and on the field. It's not being upheld. That screams lack of leadership.
All right, we've got a big 5 o'clock hour. I want to dive a little bit more into this easy path narrative. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Take you up until 7 o'clock, and it's Dan Gross on ESPN New York.
Some stages celebrate. This one tests everything. Every drive, every approach, every putt. Pressure builds, resilience matters, and history waits for the bold. In June, the 2026 U.S. Open Championship returns to the Hamptons at the iconic Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. Experience the world's best golfers as they compete on one of the sport's most storied stages. Daily tickets are available now on SeatGeek. Don't just watch greatness. Experience it live at the 126th U.S. Open.
North Brunswick, get ready. Boost Mobile by Tuvaz is throwing down with the grand opening at their newest spot in Brunswick Shopping Center. Join them Friday, May 29th from 2 to 6 p.m. with food, prizes, and giveaways that you don't want to miss. That's Boost Mobile at Brunswick Shopping Center in North Brunswick. We'll see you there.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin modern windows and doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off and to wear a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Prizes, flyaway,
prize, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com. That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
Now it's time for traffic and Susie Cerrone.
Thanks, guys. The stall on the Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan bound, is gone. Crash on the Van Wyck southbound at Hillside Avenue. Just the far right lane is getting by. You're jammed from the LIE. LIE westbound at Oceana Street, left lane crash still being cleared over an hour. On the Cross Bronx westbound to the outbound George, outbound Lincoln 25, outbound Holland 40 minutes. We're sponsored by America 250. This July 4th, celebrate at America's Block Party, a can't-miss concert at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Hosted by America 250. See music performances from major artists, patriotic tributes, and kickoff Giving Forth to make it the largest day of giving. Learn more, america250.org. I'm Susie Cerrone for 880 ESPN New York.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering up to 25% off windows and doors and 0% financing for 24 months. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends May 31st, 2026.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. ServiceTitan. AI for the trades.
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Because when it's game time,
It's time.
However,
Not hearing Don.
Yeah, I wasn't hearing.
Now. How about that?
Just hold on. Take a breath. I need him to breathe. No, we need him to breathe. We need him to breathe for a second because it could all come crashing down. Like the beginning of the song Real American by Derringer. Let's give him a second.
However, if you care, Spurs and Thunder game 6.
Yeah,
you're going to want to listen to that game.
Yeah, you are.
In fact, I'll say this. I think I'd rather listen to it than watch it. Who's doing it? Is it a Kestisher vehicle?
Got to be a Kesty vehicle.
If it's a Kesty
Western
vehicle, it's a lock.
Conference. No, Western Conference, so it shouldn't be Kesty. I believe it's is Doris on that one? I know Doris and
Doris.
PJ are going to do the NBA Finals. But is it Doris and who would be play-by-play?
Well, listen
Not
to
Rucco.
it at 8 o'clock right after Dan Grasso, because if the Spurs win, there's a game 7. Yum, yum, give me some, right?
Oh, of course. Let me.
And if the Thunder win, then you know that's going to be the Thunder tomorrow.
Stand by. Let me.
You'll know. But when you wake up tomorrow, you'll know your NBA Finals. But Mark Kestisher is a gem.
He's really good.
Oh, yeah.
He's really good, by the way.
And I would listen to him. Got a TV gig this year, too, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But while Alan's looking that up, I want to let you know that Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew. Try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly.
Okay, let's see.
What do you got?
May 28th, Thunder at Spurs.
Mark Kestisher, PJ Colosimo, Hornets.
Oh,
Kesty and PJ.
And PJ.
I thought it was Dave Pash and Doris Burke. That's on me.
As a Jersey guy, I love PJ going back to his Seton Hall days. All right?
Well, he's a gem.
He's another gem. And he was on with Grassa on Saturday. Great spot. Like, so you get those two together, that's money. So you got to
Pash
listen.
and Burke did the Eastern Conference. But
Okay.
why I didn't know that is because we had Tyler Murray and Monica McNutt locally.
Of course. But no, listen, Mark Kestisher.
It's on me.
So
Sarah
listen
Jessica
to
Parker could have told you.
Yes, apparently she was tuning in nationally, which is great. And a good shout out to ESPN Radio for our coverage.
So what was that about? I saw the text and
she
I
was
didn't.
running about and needed to get an update on the score. and I believe she went to the app or something like that, right? She went to the ESPN
It looked
app.
like she was on the ESPN app.
Yeah.
And she went to the ESPN radio coverage of Knicks Cavs.
There you go. And
that's not nothing.
No.
We're her and Matthew were out and about. Isn't Matthew Broderick a Knicks fan?
I think he was. I think they used to come.
Yeah, you don't see him much.
I think him and SJP used to enjoy.
Yeah.
But it was funny. Natalie saw. I'm a Sarah Jessica Parker fan. I saw Natalie post Saturday. Natalie showed me Sarah Jessica Parker's post.
Yeah.
And she was like excited because Natalie, I'm not saying Natalie doesn't pay attention to what we do. I think she does and she cares. But the distinction for her between seeing her shout out ESPN Radio and ESPN New York.
That's not nothing.
I don't know. I don't know that she was fully locked in on so she showed it to me like, ooh, she's shouting out ESPN Radio. And I was like, oh, that's nice. You know, ESPN Radio is a pretty big thing that we've got within the company. It doesn't mean it was us, although, maybe she's familiar with it because she's a New York-based person. But yeah, it was a cool thing to see either way.
Isn't Broderick's more Mets, right?
He's definitely Mets.
Big Mets. Like he's at games. That's his thing, I believe, right?
Well, you could have other things.
Of course you can.
Because there was I will back Dave up on this, even though I ripped him into that guy. That I guess they were talking in the morning about would you sacrifice a Giants championship to see the Knicks win? He's like, no, I'm a bigger Giant fan than a Knicks fan. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you're a fan of multiple teams, I call complete fraud that you say you love them all equally. No. There's an order. There's a pecking order. Now, usually the game they don't overlap with importance, right? You could be a big Met fan. I'm sorry, if you're watching the Mets over the NBA Finals, you're not that big of a Knicks fan, right? So you could be a bigger Met fan than a Knicks fan and still watch the Knicks over a Mets regular season game,
right?
But it's like Michael would always argue if you got two kids that you love one more than the other. I don't agree with that. I think
that's a cycle.
I can tell you from experience,
you love equally.
You love them. The equally thing, you love them differently.
Well, but it still ends up being an equal number. You still love them at the highest level.
The same 10.
But
10s.
Yes.
But I am, put the devil thing aside because of the fact that I'm calling their games. But but I'll add it. When I was growing up, I was a diehard Giant, Devil, Met fan.
Which means, all right. So
those are my three teams.
You have 4 Super Bowls in your lifetime.
Yes.
And you have 3 Stanley Cups.
Yes.
Okay.
And 1 World Series. Would
you give one of the Super Bowls or Cups for a Met World Series? Yes or no?
No, because the Mets were clearly third.
They're distant. Even today.
Not distant strong.
But today, would you do that?
Yeah, today is different, right?
No.
No.
I'm not taking away anything to apply it to another one because – again, all right, so they have an extra one, but I didn't have the experience.
All right, no,
Would all of a sudden the experience be downloaded into my brain?
Oh, yeah.
No, here's the better ask, though.
Okay.
Or here's, to me, the point. The reason Dave is a yo-yo is Dave, for example, the Giants, he would rather the Giants win the next 10 than the Giants win 9 and the Knicks win 1.
That sounds about right.
And to me, while I have, a big gap maybe between the Commanders and anything else, if I got to the point where it's all right, they're winning every year, I wouldn't mind taking 1 ring from. He would it's not even close. The other teams don't even really register at all.
Well, that's what it comes across. If he was to say that,
I think he would. I think he'd say
then you would have to say the Knicks are just somebody that he kind of roots for,
right?
But I don't.
The better way to do it is this: for the rest of your life, right? Again, Dave's seen 4 Super Bowls. For the rest of your life, you don't see another Super Bowl win by the Giants, but you will get a World Series for the Mets, a championship for the Mets for the rest of your life. Are you buying that? Because you have these, for me,
no, he's never taken
the
that.
experience of your teams winning versus the ones that don't. If you told me I'm never going to see another Yankee World Series the rest of my life, but I will see a Jets Super Bowl and a Knicks NBA championship,
done.
You
take it.
Done.
Now, I think
I don't think he does.
Another way to ask that. This is what I would ask Dave. And I think I know the answer. All right, you're a Knicks fan, and you want to see the Knicks win the title. But if I tell you the Knicks are going to win the title, the first in your lifetime, because I don't think he was alive in 73. First in your lifetime, Knicks win a championship. But the Giants are going to go 2-50, and they're going to have just a miserable season.
I don't think
It's
he would
all
take
going to
that.
blow. I think he would say, "No, I want the Knicks to lose.
Well,
I don't want to do that." And I'm cool with that in the sense that clearly he's more
Just
of a
own it.
Giant.
You got to own it.
You could still be a Knicks fan and a Met fan, but you'd have to admit you're diehard. They're not at the same level.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think if you root for multiple teams, I call BS that you love them all equally. I'm sorry, one reigns supreme. One is a little bit more than the other.
True.
You want to know the unfortunate part for Dave? Is that no matter what happens, if the Knicks lose the championship or they win the championship, I still think the Giants are going to have a really bad year.
Wow.
So you might as well enjoy the Knicks championship. Well, you might as well pull for it.
Now, I have to say this.
Go ahead.
He is a Giant fan, Met fan, Knicks fan, Ranger fan,
and a yo-yo.
We all know how passionate he is about the Giants. Not even a question, right? I have seen firsthand him watch the Mets in the playoffs in 2015 when they went to the World Series. He completely engaged the whole rocking back and forth pace. He was in it.
He was
into it.
Yeah.
When the Rangers went,
He was on at night back then.
yes.
Right? Yeah.
Then I saw it because what I was doing Ranger stuff, and we would be there together.
Yeah.
And I'd see it. And I also, when the Rangers made their run to the Stanley Cup Final, he was in the suite, like living and dying. Like Ruocco was laughing at him because he was like literally falling down after they, I think when Dominic Moore scored the goal. Like I've seen him completely engage the Rangers. I have no evidence of his Knicks fandom at all. None. Now, that doesn't mean there isn't any, but I've got evidence on the other three. I've got none on Knicks.
Has he been to any of the playoff games? Yes, he was.
He
recently,
did.
Right?
I think he took Ben to one of the playoff games against the Cavs.
That's right.
If I'm
There's
not
a
mistaken.
picture of him and Shams in the suite.
But I don't, whether he was like living and dying like he did with the Rangers in the suite.
Yeah.
So, again, I'm not calling him out. But if I had to bet, I'd say it goes this way. It goes Giants with a bullet.
Yeah.
Then there's a gap.
Mets.
And I would say it's Mets, Rangers, Knicks.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Maybe Rangers over Mets. But
Really?
I think Knicks
he
are
talks
for
a
it.
lot of Mets.
Well, there's a lot of Mets to talk about,
They
right?
talk
Because
a
they
lot of
play
Mets
a
on
lot.
that show.
A lot.
Tons of Mets on that show.
Well, that
Big.
also helps because Rick's a Met fan.
Yes.
I think I'll say of the teams that
See, I would argue
Rick roots for,
I think
the Mets might be one.
Mets and Jets are
very close.
Like he played for the Islanders, but I don't think it's this. I think for him, because it's a fan thing, I think for Rick, I might say Mets over Jets. I might be wrong.
All right.
But I know that he is an insane, like at the insane levels of fandom for those two teams.
But I would say, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure they're going to talk about us on the show tomorrow morning, that Knicks are for him.
And that's fine.
But again, I have no problem with that. First of all, to be a fan of all four,
it's hard to do.
That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Because usually usually you're a hockey fan or a basketball fan because the seasons are the same time, so it's like really hard.
But
like you're a fan of four, but clearly the Commanders are one. It's not even close. And then what would you go? Commanders one. Who would be two?
See that this is sort of it's fascinating where I'm at now at this stage of my life.
All his favorite baseball teams.
Yeah,
all his favorite basketball teams.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
All his favorite hockey teams. When the Islanders give you the entire store.
But forget about now, because now everything's a mess.
Childhood. You were a childhood.
Childhood, you were a diehard. It was Redskins, Celtics, Penguins.
Yes.
It was, I guess, Baltimore.
And, yeah.
So what order would you put it?
It would have been
15-year-old.
Redskins, Celtics, the order you just said. Redskins, Celtics, Penguins.
Okay.
But here's the thing you have to understand. The Penguins now, sort of like Allen's Yankee point, they've won in every era of my life. When I was a kid, I was in Pittsburgh when they won the first one. That night. I remember driving around Pittsburgh that night. It was amazing. Then they won the next year. Then you take a gap, I become a young adult, they get Sid, they win again. Then their gap, win again. So it's 5 in my lifetime. So the truth is,
in different periods of your life.
In different periods of my life with 2 iconic superstars.
Mm-hmm.
So the Celtics were actually a much longer dry spell because by the time I started rooting for them, it was post 86.
86 to 08, right?
And now they've won 2 though in those last 18 years, which as an adult feels like a lot.
Yeah. So you were
take a guess.
15-year-old
15-year-old
Alan
me.
Hahn.
So we're talking about 1986.
Knicks, Islanders, Yankees,
1986 now.
but I'm not giving the order. I'm giving the teams.
Oh, okay.
So It was Yankees, Jets, Islanders, Knicks. Right? Those are your teams.
Yeah.
So Yankees got to be one then.
I would,
so this is
1986.
He hasn't seen anything.
This is eighth grade.
I would say because it's 86, Islanders go to the final in 83, go and win their fourth straight. They're in the final in 84. They're still good in 85 and 86. I would say Islanders. Don't. I'll give it to you.
Go ahead.
I'd say it was Islanders.
See, what about Jets? Jets is still like
Islanders, Knicks, Yankees.
No, can't be.
Islanders, Knicks, Yankees, Jets.
I'm going to make a guess now. He said Islanders, Knicks, Yankees, Jets.
Where are you going?
I'm going Yankees, Islanders, Jets, Knicks.
Islanders.
Okay.
Yankees.
Okay.
86, that Jet team was good. So Jets, then Knicks.
Okay.
Because the Knicks weren't very good. I was just starting basketball then.
Right, you're just getting into it.
I was playing hockey. Like, I wasn't playing basketball. I just was getting into basketball as a player, and I was watching more because of CBS, Celtics, Lakers.
And the Yankees were good,
all those teams. So
but
I
not
didn't know
great.
the Knicks that well then. I got to know the Bernard King stuff.
Right.
And then I got compelled, but it wasn't enough yet. And then, of course, they drafted Patrick Ewing, and then I realized, okay, this guy's special. And then I'm in. Patino becomes I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in.
Well, so it fluctuated for
Yeah.
sure.
So for me, the really beginning for me was like the bomb squad teams. I was in high school then. I was playing high school basketball, and I was like, now the Knicks vaulted to number one.
Giants
quick.
were always number one for me. I didn't get into hockey until like the mid '80s.
Oh yeah,
the Devils were god awful.
Man,
So
you missed a good time.
It would be for me. It would have been Giants, Mets, Devils.
Makes sense.
And then the Devils leapfrogged. Once I started really getting into hockey, the Devils were right there with the Giants.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the influences in the home. Baseball and hockey were the two biggest sports
What's on
that everybody
TV?
watched.
You know, you didn't have what we have today. Go to the tablet and find out.
No.
I'd wheel out the black and white TV and go upstairs if I didn't want to watch what my dad was watching. Otherwise, if I wanted to watch it in color and not have to wait for my black and white TV to warm up, I'd have to put it on. It would take like 10 minutes for it to warm up and turn on.
Donnie, because my parents were Rangers and Mets fans, I watched on a black and white 15-inch TV a ton of Yankee games on Pix and a lot of road. We didn't get sports channel. They wouldn't pay for it. So the only games I got to see was on WOR, Islanders road games, on that same little TV in my parents' bedroom. That's how I consumed sports back then because they wouldn't put it on.
Well, yeah, it's the influence because, again, 18-year-old Don LeGrec in 1986, Monday, Giants, Redskins on Monday Night Football, Game 7, Mets, Red Sox.
Oh.
Game 7, Mets, Red Sox. My dad wheeled out the black and white TV.
Oh, you like your
One on
dream
top of the
Giants,
other?
Redskins was on color TV.
Wow.
The Mets got the black and white TV.
That's right.
And I'm screaming at my dad. It's Game 7 of the World Series. It's like it's my house. Luckily, the game went way longer than the football, and I was able to put the championship on the color TV.
Let's go back
Dad got set in his ways.
Let's
man.
go back to that conversation, though, involving that we had before, because you got red hot about this. And it was something that I texted Dave about early this morning driving in, listening to their show.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a spirited conversation about it. And you seem to really have an opinion, a strong opinion on it. And I'm curious to see that our listeners have one, too, in this market, because I don't think anybody outside the market understands it. It is the idea that all I've been hearing narrative-wise from those who are trying to pick away at the Knick run, 11 straight wins, all by like 20 points a game, a dominant run through the East, is, you know what? They had an easy – the East was so weak, the Knicks just had it easy. They didn't have to play the 1 or 2 seed. They beat up on bad teams. So this doesn't mean anything. This is a weak East. And so as I'm hearing this, you can try to argue it doesn't matter because people have this opinion. They don't want to give the Knicks any credence as what could be this is a historic run. And all everybody says is one of the best 11-game runs. And I said, no, it is literally the best. But no one wants to admit that. Okay, fine. So with that in mind, I say, do you want, as a fan, to say, you know what, the hell with it. Thunder win tonight. Give me them. Because beating them turns that narrative off now. Takes the asterisk away. Now it's, hey, they knocked off the defending champs. the best team in the NBA to win this title. So the easy road, take that away now because this is now, quote unquote, legitimate. Do you feel that way or not?
I will answer that as soon as Peter gives us more on FanDuel.
Yeah.
And I have thoughts on this as well because I think it's I respect the question and also I think it's Yo-Yo Bumchuck at the same time.
Okay.
But here's your daily reminder to check in because every day during the NBA playoffs, FanDuel is serving up a happy hour. We're talking special drops you don't want to miss, profit boosts, bonus bets, and more. Check for a new reward every single day of the NBA playoffs and don't miss your shot to get a little extra out of the action. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. You can already bet on Game 1 of the NBA Finals no matter the Knicks' opponent. 21 plus, physically present New York, opt-in required. Rewards are not withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration. Leg requirements, max wager amount. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. Now, Adon, I do have to keep in mind, we're going to get the bets in next week when I'm gone.
Yes.
I'm going to make sure about that.
Yes.
But I have to be honest with you. By the way, I dropped my first episode of my Validate Me podcast today.
Okay, cool.
So anyone who's interested in hearing the deepest, darkest parts of my life and maybe you'll relate to some of it, go find Validate Me on YouTube and wherever you find podcasts. But since the name of the episode is Rigorous Honesty, I have to be rigorously honest with you both. Am I going to be watching these games live? Is Natalie going to go full go New York, go? And are we going to stay up while traveling with a 16-month-old? Are Natalie and I going to quietly at 2:30 a.m.?
You are 6 hours. Wow.
And it's not a 7:30 tip.
No,
not a 7 p.m. tip.
This is going to be about 8:40-ish, I'm hearing. Tip-off. 8:30 is when the game broadcast begins. But, it's ESPN, ABC.
So we're talking about a 2:40?
None chance.
We're looking at...
You know what? I don't really like where
It's
you're...
2:40 in the morning and you have a toddler.
He's right. He's right,
It's tough.
honestly.
2:40.
It's not a knock on you. This is not reasonable.
Because here's the thing. If it was a bit later and we could wake up at 5 to watch the second half, that's maybe in play.
Let's not make it later, please.
This is... I know.
Your boy's getting zero sleep in the next 10 days.
This is dead in the middle, though, guys. How am I going to do it? I'm being,
You're going to have to watch it back.
Yeah.
ESPN app, very easy.
But you think in the morning, first thing we do when we get up,
just put it on.
No phones.
Oh, that's going to be not.
But then
our group chat's going to be.
No, I won't be. You know me. I might just leave the group chat.
Last time you went away,
Peter
he
has
wanted out.
Peter left the chat.
You did leave the chat.
But if I open up the computer, the question is, will I be able to get to the game
without seeing
anything?
No,
is the hardest. That's it's none chance.
Just
right?
once you get to the computer to watch the game,
well, you go to the app.
You're going to go to the app. The score is going to be all over.
Headline.
You're not going to be
Brunson
able to
drops 40.
You're going to have to wake up, accept the score, and then rewatch the game, knowing
or
the
do
score.
Or watch the 15-minute highlight.
If you wake up and there's an orange and blue sky, then you know.
That's
even in Italy.
In Italy, of all places.
Italy, yeah. It's the Pope already gave a thumbs up. We're good.
Yeah, we know this story, right?
You know what I'm going to say when I'm in Italy, by the way?
You hungry, T? You want to send the kid for Baja
I thought you were going to play God Bless, to be honest.
God bless.
That too.
Do they have Baja Fresh?
I don't know if they have Baja
So the
Fresh.
Pope, as we know, went to Villanova.
That's right.
And because of it, Spike Lee visited the Pope, had the opportunity to meet him.
With the jersey that says
brought
Pope
him a
Leo.
jersey.
He showed that to me when I
Pope
saw
Leo.
the second I saw him more recently. But the time before, during the Atlanta series, when I saw him, he showed me the jersey.
Yeah.
He's like, "You Catholic?" I said, "I'm Catholic adjacent."
Oh,
and then
that's sad.
Well, I don't think it's sad. It's just the reality.
I mean, you're not a Jace. You're Catholic. You're non-practicing.
No, I'm Russian Orthodox.
Oh, he is actually.
Which
Catholic.
is Catholic adjacent.
I didn't know that.
You know what? I forgot.
Okay.
Confirmed.
But I'm not going to get into that with Spike. I just said yes.
It's the
you
same.
did. Yeah.
We all have.
Because if I said no, he probably wouldn't have showed me the jersey.
Like
so
we have
get the step in.
I have Easter at a different time. It's a whole thing. We're not going to get into this now.
Anyways, so there was a fan at the Vatican as he's going by on the Pope Mobile, and the fan just yells out, "Go Knicks!" And as the Pope's waving, he stopped and he thumbs up to the fan. And as the fan, he lost his mind. He had a Knicks shirt on. He's going crazy, and that's almost like a blessing.
So what if
How about the Pope comes to it?
I was going to say, no. I was going to say, what if I managed to go watch the game with the Pope?
I mean, why can't
when
you?
I'm
What's
in
he
Rome?
doing?
When I'm in Rome,
All
he's
right.
got to be watching.
Let me ask you this. I still have to answer Alan's question, but
Yeah.
we'll do that when we get back.
Yeah, we've waited
this
too
is
long
some
now.
tease.
A lot going on today.
What would command more security? The Pope at the Garden or Trump at the Garden?
Can you imagine if both came?
If both came, you'd be playing in an empty building, right? Honestly, well, they would have to tell the fans, "Listen, we're gonna." Unfortunately, we're not going to let any fans in the building.
I don't think they'd be in the same
Trump
suite.
will be on one side.
Probably not.
The Pope will be on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be like a COVID game. Like there's nobody in the building. It's the NBA Finals in a bubble.
Hope they enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah,
but I doubt he's coming to a game.
I doubt it.
He's got more important things to get to, like helping people.
All right, I'll answer Alan's question. We got tons of calls to get to. 1-800-919-3776. Take you up until 7 o'clock, and then it's Dan Grassa on ESPN New York.
The New York Knicks, the NBA Finals. Finally.
And the New York Knicks are on their way to the NBA Finals. For the first time since 1999, the Knicks are Eastern Conference champions.
This is your home for the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks and the NBA Finals. This is ESPN New York.
D'Agostino Law Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. Did you know Social Security takes money out of every paycheck you earn, paycheck after paycheck, and you're not supposed to touch that money until you're 67? What if you can't work? What if you need that money now? The system is challenging and most people get denied. That's a fact. D'Agostino & Associates has the experience to win, and we win a lot. If you filed for Social Security disability benefits and were denied, let us appeal. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. Bite Back means fight back. 1-800-248-3222. We'll fight to get you paid. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and handles Social Security disability claims and appeals. Remember, if you've been denied, call us first. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates. We win. A lot.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Registration ends tomorrow. Take the test.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. Donate your car today.
Hey, this is Chevy, managing partner at Precision Solar. We believe going solar should be simple, and it should make real financial sense. We manage the entire process from start to finish and offer flexible solar payment options designed around your goals. When the numbers work, solar can lower your monthly cost and give you predictable energy for decades. And if you refer someone who installs with us, you can earn up to $1,000. Visit PrecisionSolar.com to schedule your free home assessment.
Now it's time for traffic with Susie Cerrone.
Thanks, guys. We just went from bad to worse on the Cross Bronx westbound. There's an accident involving a tractor trailer and a car. Cross Bronx westbound on the Alexander Hamilton Bridge in the central lane. So well over an hour and a half on the Cross Bronx to the outbound George Lincoln or Holland 35 apiece. Accident on the Van Wyck southbound at Hillside Avenue. Just the far right lane gets by. You're looking okay heading into the city. Crash in Newark on the Eastern Spur northbound at 15 East Center lane out with that. This report sponsored by True Green. True Green. Don't waste another weekend doing your lawn care yourself. Partner with the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Get a golf course quality lawn the easy way. Sign up at truegreen.com, then sit back and relax. I'm Susie Cerrone for 880 ESPN New York.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes just like the best birthday cake ever.
Vanilla, buttery, frosting vibes. It's basically a party in a bottle. Confetti Craze makes it easy to turn any day into a party with its delicious birthday cake flavor and big birthday energy. And here's the best part. All cake, no sugar. I bring these tiny bottles everywhere to cakeify my day with tasty caffeine boosts. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
All right, so Alan was asking about, do you root for the Thunder tonight? Now that's the matchup, Knicks-Thunder. Knicks beat the Thunder, the defending NBA champions. And then that would squelch the narrative that the Knicks had an easy path because they defeated the champions. Well, a couple of things at play. Number one, beating the Spurs should also squelch the easy path because the Spurs would be the favorite, the Spurs would have home court advantage, and the Spurs have the best player in the sport. And the other thing that I need to say is, because I went through this, because there are tons of Cowboy fans in New York, right? And one of my best friends is a Cowboy fan, John Stark, not John Starks. John Stark is his name, no S at the end. Stark. And my brother David. So when the Giants beat the Bills in Super Bowl 25, it's, the only reason you won that game is Norwood missed a field goal. Like, who cares what you think? Who cares what you think?
But he did miss the field goal.
Knick fan, the Knick hater is going to say the path was easy no matter who they beat in the finals, Spurs or Thunder, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the Thunder are beat up, so they'll use that. Well, the Thunder weren't healthy. And also, the Knicks caught the break because they got 8 days off, and even if the Thunder win tonight, they had less of a break because the path was so easy. They got so much rest before the conference final, so much rest before the NBA finals that they had an advantage. The point I'm trying to make is the Knick haters are going to hate, and if they want, they're going to tell you. When the Knicks are going down to Canyon of Heroes and everybody in New York's wearing a 2026 NBA Finals championship T-shirt, that the path was easy, man. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. The path might have been easy, but they pulverized the three teams that they played on their way to this.
Mm-hmm. Historically pulverized.
And every team catches a break. I mean, let me ask you, was the Giants' fourth Super Bowl, the second win over the Patriots, was that fugazi? Was that an easy path? I'm going to remind you why it might have been looked at.
Tell me.
Because the Niners beat the Saints. I'm telling you as a Giant fan, the Giants were not going into the Superdome and beating the Saints in the championship game. Weren't going to do it. That was a bad matchup for them. They would not have beaten the Saints. But the 49ers beat the Saints. The Giants were able to go to Candlestick and beat a 49er team that was a lesser team than the Saints and a better matchup. Does that mean the Giants championship was cheap? No. They played who they played, and they won the championship, okay?
Right,
That's just the way it goes. Was the Devil's last cup cheap because they played the Ducks? No, well, they beat the best team in the league in the Ottawa Senators in the conference final, but they got the Ducks, who were like a 7 seed. Was the Rangers Cup cheap because they played the Canucks? The Canucks were a 7 seed in the Stanley Cup final. They weren't playing the Toronto Maple Leafs, who were a better team, but the Leafs got upended by Vancouver. Should they have to apologize for that?
No.
I mean, there's always, if you really hate, you could always come up with something to say why that championship doesn't mean anything because of this, that, and the other thing. Tell them to stuff it. It shouldn't even be a narrative. But if you want to play that game, what do you do with an inferior opponent? You embarrass them. That's exactly what the Knicks did. And if the Knicks beat the Spurs or the Thunder, they'll be a dog. They'll be at home court disadvantage. Anybody that tells you that it was an easy run is just a hater. Blank them.
Can I tell you that I think this is great? Here's why. Because it continues to give the Knicks fuel. Because the thing that everybody always fears is that what happens with the Knicks is they just don't handle prosperity well. Everybody tells you how great you are. Oh, now you're the favorite. Everybody's expecting you to win. And this only just keeps reminding them. See, nobody, even with all you've done, there's still people that are going to say, it's not that impressive. And that, to me, if I'm Mike Brown, little hints of it. You don't bring it up. You don't talk about it as if it's an important topic. This is not something you address in a meeting. But there are little ways around the facility that you could just be like, hey, by the way, they're saying this. Hey, by the way.
Yeah.
And I'll point out, there's other times just in NBA history that you can find reasons why a championship, lesser value. Great example. The Raptors championship in 2019. As amazing as of a run that is, which included a crazy bounce for Kawhi to beat the Sixers, right?
Mm-hmm.
They go to the finals. They were heavy underdogs. Heavy. How did they win? Because Kevin Durant popped his Achilles and Klay Thompson blew out his knee. That's how they won.
Yeah.
They won because two critical players on a dynasty team were taken out of the equation, and the Raptors had enough to win that. So there's that. How about the 21 Giannis-led Milwaukee Bucks?
Mm-hmm.
They were done. Kevin Durant hit a shot that should have killed that series in the second round.
Against the Nets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his foot
was
on the line. So because they went to overtime, they won that game, and now they survive. They go on, and they don't play anybody great in the conference final. You know who they played? The Atlanta Hawks, who just got on a toot, as you would say, and got to the finals. They didn't belong there. And so the Hawks beat them in 6. Got to the finals. Who'd they play? Phoenix Suns. And they won a championship. So, you can make the argument that, what was that run? You got lucky. The guy, you were dead.
That's why the whole
foot
thing's
was
silly.
on the line.
That's why the whole thing's
Peter, exactly.
But like I said, that's why I agree that this is stupid narrative, but people are going to do it.
Hey.
But I have no problem with it because I would want this to burn in that locker room and make them go like, okay, so now we're on nobody thinks. We'll show you. I love this.
The only thing that would bother me, as bad as it would be to lose to the Thunder or the Spurs, what makes it worse for me will be the narrative of the easy trip will make people not appreciate the run that they're on right now. And the reason I say that is, and I know it's a lesser team, less popular, nobody remembers the Nets winning 9 straight in 2003 going to the NBA Finals. Nobody remembers that. They had the 2 sweeps going in, won 9 straight playoff games. They lost.
That was the second one, right?
The second one against the Spurs.
And so that should have been they already went to the finals the year before. They're burning through the East again.
Yeah.
And they're going back to the finals again for a second trip, which usually means you're going to win it. But in back-to-back years, they ran into generational teams.
And now Knicks fans will cherish this run no matter what happens in the finals.
Agree.
The rest of the league is not going to remember, not care. And that's the shame of it. Look, that's just the reality. It's not going to care.
I was asked this morning for Get Up. We didn't really get into it, but it was a question asked in the email they usually send out the night before.
They're busy talking to Peter.
And it was simply this. Is this already a successful season for the Knicks? And you know what my answer is? No. Did they advance the cause? Yes. But I think perspective changes.
It does.
And I believe that group, there would be this sense of all that has to end. It just feels like destiny. It has to end
I hear you.
in a title. But
I need to see what it looks like. Like, if you go to the finals and get swept, it's going to feel like, you know what, you got as far as you thought you were going to get. And that would feel like a disappointment and a failure in a way. If you play 7 hard games, lose game 7 in overtime on the road, I got a hard time looking at the season as not being a success. You went to the finals for the first time in 27 years. You pushed a team that you were a dog to.
But that's my point. It is technically, but I don't think that you won't feel that way for years to come.
Listen, obviously the only way you end up at this point feeling good is with the title.
Yes.
However, there's varying degrees of bad. So to Don's point, you lose in 7. But everyone's upset about it. And it hurts.
You're crushed.
However, there's no changes to make. This is what the team is. They lost in 7 to a great team. You get swept.
Yeah,
that's all of a sudden all the good feelings gone.
But to Alan's point,
have to do this
but to
I know it's hard.
To Alan's point, they never went on a major run during the playoffs last year. And nobody cares that the Pacers lost in 7.
No.
They lost in 7. It's just another team that lost in the finals. Right? They pushed the Thunder to 7 games.
Yeah.
They were 1 game away from winning a title. Like, I'm sure in Indiana they appreciate that.
Yeah.
But outside of that, just another team that lost 4, 7. What does it matter?
And they lost
I need to see what it
Halliburton
looks like
for a whole year.
Yeah.
They're getting him back for next season.
But who knows if they're ever
going to come close. It's a different looking team because they don't have Miles Turner now. They have Zubac. It's a different looking team. Will they really be the same? It's a whole year. You've already forgotten kind of.
And the same thing can happen to the Knicks, right? The Celtics are going to retool. Halliburton's coming back. Detroit's going to get stronger. Orlando's one of those teams that they might be taking the next step. Listen,
that's why I'm saying.
Let's not even talk about it. Let's not talk it into existence.
I am not. I told you. I told you how I feel. I don't care who they play because I think they're beating whoever it is.
Let's go to Anthony in Douglaston. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, man? Anthony.
What's going on, fellas?
It's all going.
City is on the brink. Let's go, Knicks. So I had a point. You guys kind of ran by it. And Bart was kind of getting on my nerves earlier because he kind of wants to root for the Knicks now that Detroit has been eliminated. And, man, we can't hear that for somebody who's rooting for us. So I guess I'll give him a pass because I do love him. But, I feel like we got the opponents that one of the harder opponents, and we took care of business. And that we dominated. We were unstoppable, and I feel like we had no choice. So, like you guys said, those are the haters. I'm going to try to pay them no mind. But my second little point was that you guys brought up Eddie Murphy before, and on the funny side of things, like it kind of reminded me of the scene from Harlem Nights when he got into a fight with one of the women, and he ended up bringing out a gun and everything. But I don't know if you ended up seeing that movie.
I know that movie well.
Harlem Nights.
That is an absolute great movie. So it's funny. I kind of just threw Eddie Murphy out as just a quick line, but all of a sudden people start thinking about. Of course, you know Harlem Nights. You know what? Just real quick before we go to break.
God's sake.
We got tons of phones to get to, and there's no last call crew until the 6 o'clock hour because we're taking up until 7 o'clock.
Oh, you bet your ass.
I saw this on social media. The ass in the jackpot. Remember that with Collins, the Mets, with Syndergaard threw at the Dodgers, that whole thing.
Yeah.
10 years ago today. Because it was the year after they go to the World Series, right?
Yeah, I'm right, yeah. Oh, my God.
Where does the time go, man?
I told you.
A decade ago.
I'm telling you. We all know this.
You're right. Alan's right. It's his best take.
On the other side of COVID, time has gone where 30 seconds or 30 minutes is now 60 seconds or 60 minutes.
And the fact that
I'm sorry, the other way around.
But you know what you meant.
Reverse it.
Reverse it.
That's his penalties a helmet.
That's right. It happens. But your point is
60 minutes is now 30 minutes. It's just too fast. Time is flying by. We're in fast forward. We're stuck in fast forward.
Well, it's also crazy. Because the 2 years of COVID was in those 10 years. So it's like I don't know what happened.
And they just disappeared.
No, just crazy. But more of your calls at 1-800-919-3776. 6 o'clock we got ENN. 7 o'clock, Dan Gross is going to take over, and he'll take it at 8 o'clock when our coverage of Spurs and Thunder will get underway from San Antonio. Don Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Yeah, Barbara, it's Richie. Yeah, look, I ain't never coming home no more. Take it easy.
The New York Knicks, the NBA Finals.
You know who the face of the NBA is? Right here in New York, Jalen Brunson, baby. He's the face of New York. We deserve this. Bring them all on. Let's go, boys.
I haven't even slept yet, so I don't even know if it's sunk in.
They are locked in. They're healthy. They are rested, but they are the team that's going to be the underdog in the final. I love it.
Go, New York. Go, New York. Go.
NBA Finals Game 1 coverage begins Wednesday night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. BetMGM.com/880.
I'll adopt a cat.
Just a cat, Sean? This is a New York Lottery win we're talking about.
I'd get the ultra-rare, hairless cat known as the Minskin.
Then?
I'd turn my garage into a rescue menagerie for all furless felines.
And when that gets too full?
I'll purchase land in the Catskills for them to sunbathe in hairless abandon.
Only cats.
All hair-free animals looking to roam in bald, beautiful peace.
Can I come?
Do you have hair?
New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
The Garden waited.
I think of the fans. They are just the best fans and the most loyal, and they've been through so much.
New York waited.
The 27-year wait is over. They will play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
The finals are here.
They haven't just been good. They haven't just been dominant. The Knicks have been completely unstoppable.
This is your home for the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks and the NBA Finals. This is ESPN New York.
Want to earn extra revenue for your business? Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for local business owners to assist with deliveries. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra revenue and exposure for your business. Plus, Amazon Hub Delivery makes it easy to get started. There's no upfront cost, delivery experience, or long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
North Brunswick, get ready. Boost Mobile by Tuvaz is throwing down with the grand opening at their newest spot in Brunswick Shopping Center. Join them Friday, May 29th from 2 to 6 p.m. with food, prizes, and giveaways that you don't want to miss. That's Boost Mobile at Brunswick Shopping Center in North Brunswick. We'll see you there.
Progressive presents ways to save money that aren't bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive.
Thanks again for taking me to the game, man. I can't wait to get in there. By the way, what's in the bag?
Oh, I bring my own hot dog and peanuts. Saves a ton.
Savvy. And what about the beach chairs?
Why buy seats when you can save big and bring your own?
We can't get in without tickets.
Tickets? What do you think the portable TV is for?
Don't save money pretending to go to the game. You could save hundreds by switching to Progressive. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes just like the best birthday cake ever. Vanilla, buttery, frosting vibes. It's basically a party in a bottle. And here's the best part. All cake, no sugar. And you know I love my cake. So I get that big birthday energy without any sugar guilt. The bottle's small, easy to toss in my bag, and perfect when I need a quick, tasty caffeine boost to cakeify my day. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
Welcome to basketball's biggest stage.
Somebody will reach basketball immortality.
Welcome to the NBA Finals.
That's basketball at its finest.
This is about more than a game, more than a series. This is about legacy.
You are watching what greatness is all about.
Tune in to see who performs under the brightest lights and who writes their way into history. The 2026 NBA Finals begin Wednesday on ABC.
Let's get back to the busy phones at 1-800-919-3776. Let's talk to Dan in Saratoga. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Dan? Dan.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, so you were talking about, I'm a big, obviously, Knicks fan and Giants fan. I called in the other day, and I want to paint this picture for you guys. Let's say the Knicks go up against Oklahoma City, and we beat them, win the championship. Brunson, the status quo, 25 to 30 points a game, whatever. Brilliant. Wins the MVP. Where would you stack this run for just Jalen Brunson up against Eli Manning back in 2007 and maybe even 2011? Now, generalized, basically like clutch players. Brunson's super clutch and Eli's clutch. Who do you think's more clutch if that happens?
Well,
Eli was cold, man. He was cold.
Well, I mean, just to win a Super Bowl, to do something, we have seen basketball players, even in New York, like how clutch Clyde was. That win, everybody talks about,
his performance.
That
but
performance.
What do you call, of all the moments, isn't that pass Both of them. The one to Manningham was an unbelievable throw. Aren't those the most clutch moment?
Alan, you can count on one hand game-winning touchdown drives in the Super Bowl when you needed a touchdown. Like the Joe Montana against Cincinnati.
He had 2.
Right.
But I'm saying even just in New York overall sports, Nystrom's goal is a clutch goal. Messier, there's clutch moments like that. I understand Mateau, but think about it.
Listen, I'm biased because you know how I feel about the Giants.
Like the Leyritz home run, but this is the win the damn game. The one game. This is like a game 7
The only difference is Brunson would be slaying a dragon, right?
Yeah.
Like if they beat the Thunder and he's clutch and come up with a big moment,
right?
He ended the drought of 53 years. Like that's a big deal. But we're talking about that 07 Super Bowl. A game-winning drive when you needed the touchdown. Like I said, the Montana against Cincinnati, they were down 3. He scored the touchdown to win the game, but a field goal would have tied the game. Like they were down 4. He needed a touchdown.
All right, but how about this?
It's a great conversation.
But
it's a perfect team. Not a team that didn't lose.
But there's a couple things.
Eli's moment was cold.
If you're having just a clutch conversation, clutch alone, it will take more for Brunson to get there because Eli's clutch gene is so incredible. But if you look at it in a broader sense, Jalen Brunson has something Eli doesn't have, which is during the regular season, he's also that dude night in, night out. Right. We all know there were weeks during Eli's best years, with the exception of that one year where he really went off. Most seasons, it was week to week with Eli. He was good. He wasn't Jalen Brunson.
But you know what's funny? We know that because we watch him all the time. The rest of the NBA be like, they don't notice Brunson.
Yeah, you don't think all year though?
I don't think during the regular season he's looked upon as a superstar. Now we watch him every day, so we look at him and we hold him up to a higher regard.
I'm telling you, my jaw drops with some of the stuff.
But would you say that he is underappreciated around the league?
Of course he is.
Of course he is.
Yeah,
right?
He's underrated. I think there's a lot of players who just see him as he's really good, but this run has opened a lot of eyes.
I believe that Brunson is a better regular season player than Eli was. I do think that Eli's pedestrian regular season numbers are exaggerated. He had some 4,000-yard seasons. He had really good seasons.
Let's also not forget his last how many years is what really cost him his legacy.
They talk about he's only 500 because the Giants were a joke and they were terrible teams, terribly coached, and all that. But the one thing that Brunson would have if he can win the title is that again you're slaying a dragon.
Yep.
Giants hadn't won a Super Bowl since 1990, but they were in a Super Bowl in 2000. Like the Knicks have not been to a final in 27 years. They have not won in 53 years.
But would you agree? One Jalen Brunson Knicks championship this year, and in terms of New York greatness, Jalen Brunson and the way that he's going to be revered,
Pantheon.
Brunson would be and specifically, I think he'd be pulling up a chair right to Eli's table.
Yeah,
that's where he'd be sitting.
Well, again, because you got to go modern era. As much as I know that everybody hates this, so those the 27 Yankees and that whole run and the Yogi Berra era and all that stuff. Even the 70s championships, because it just feels like faded. It feels a long time ago. So we go 50 years, half a century.
I know. But the reason but the one thing about the longevity of the last championship, that's what you talk about, like Messier. Like Messier's performance was great. He didn't win the Conn Smythe in the postseason.
No.
Brian Leach did.
Yeah.
But he won for the first time in 54 years, and they haven't won since, right?
He was the leader of that.
Brunson would like Messier territory of just slaying the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
That would make it a big deal, too. Like, as great as the performance at Eli, and to Peter's point, from the clutch standpoint, he might win the argument, but he didn't have the weight of no championship. Like I said, Phil might have felt it in 86 because they hadn't won in 30 years. We're talking 53 freaking years, man. That's a long time. Like, you're literally talking about, again, you'd have to be in your 60s the last time you could say that you've seen a championship. And even then, you were just a kid. Like, honestly, this is I honestly don't know the answer. Will there be anybody in the building for Game 3 covering this series that covered 73?
No.
Okay, it'd be impossible, right?
No, I'm just off the top of my head. I mean, the only person in the building that even, like you could say, remotely connected would have been Clyde.
Because he played in the game.
Clyde, yeah. I don't know.
But there's not a writer. There's not a commentator.
But I can't even think of
anybody. You would have to have Marv replacing Breen. That would be the equivalent,
would
right?
Would Marv attend the game?
Yeah, and you're talking about, you got to be in your 80s. I mean, that's how long ago it was. I mean, it's crazy time.
Yeah, it is crazy time. But with Xfinity, Don, it's not crazy. You can already, you already enjoy ESPN as part of your TV lineup with live games and daily sports coverage and expert analysis.
Sure.
And now the ESPN Unlimited plan is available at no additional cost. Who doesn't love that? Giving you access to additional ESPN content in the ESPN app, on-demand programming, and originals to explore. So visit xfinity.com/your subscriptions to activate the ESPN Unlimited access. Then start watching in the ESPN app. More from ESPN, all in one place.
Let's go to Mike in Hawthorne. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. How you doing, Don? How's everybody doing? Hello.
Good. How are you?
Good. It's funny. It's funny when you're on hold how many different things fly through. The only thing I can say that was I think a better throw than Eli's was Roethlisberger in the back of the end zone. I forget who caught it. That was an unbelievable throw. But
to Holmes, Antonio Holmes.
Oh my God, that was an unbelievable laser and a catch, great catch too. But I wanted to talk. You had me laughing, Don, talking about John and. My sister went to school with him, and then talking about your dad. I remember your dad working at the Red Duck and watching games in Hawthorne growing up was just like incredible. You had to pick your poison. But I wanted to talk to Alan a little bit about hoops. I'm a hoops junkie, and what I love about the Knicks, what they're doing, they're almost playing old school Princeton style, filling lanes 1, 3, and 5. Nobody's staying. If you don't have the ball, you stay out of lane 3. Except now you go to the corner and the guys shoot, and then when the guy turns his back on a double team, they're pinching, and the offside guard is flying to the middle of the court and stealing. It's 1973 basketball. I'm 63 years old. I was a little kid when that all was going on, but that's how we learned basketball, and I love it. I love the athleticism. I've watched basketball my whole life, but the Knicks, what they're doing is they're taking that pick and roll, that screen away, and they've taken it to another level where if the 3 screens to 4 and the 4's not open, he goes and screens the 2 and the guy goes back door for a layup.
Right,
it's beautiful basketball.
You have to be on your toes.
Beautiful basketball.
Defensively, you have to be on your toes. You've got to just always be locked in, and you could see even teams that thought they took it away. Because there was a point in the Cavs series in Game 1 where it looked like, they scouted this well. They know what's going to happen. And it took one halftime adjustment, and the Knicks switched things. And then it became Jalen just looked at everybody going, all right, get the hell out of the way. I'll just go one-on-one. They have bad defenders. I'll just kill him. And that happened. And then the rest of the series, the Cavs couldn't do anything about it. They couldn't. So they were able to then see, all right, here's what they're doing to stop it. It has so many options. And that's what I remember hearing Mike Brown during that long break between the series. He almost sounded excited but tried to control it when he was asked about the offense that they found in the Atlanta series and how they built off it in the Sixers series. And he's like, if we get a training camp, there's a lot more we can add to this. We just don't have the time to put that stuff in. But this offense, he's like, next year, this thing's going to be even bigger. And that's exciting to hear about. So what you like and what you're talking about is a team that went from being very heavily reliant on one player, and now it becomes all 5 players feel part of it. And when you have that, it's amazing how much harder guys play defensively and get after loose balls and rebounds.
ENN's coming up next. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till 7 o'clock. Then Dan Gross on ESPN New York.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Registration ends tomorrow. Take the test.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
Paid advertisement for non-attorney spokesperson. Victory Legal Network is not a law firm. Cases may be referred to participating law firms. Compensation is not guaranteed.
Attention parents. Was your baby born premature and then given Similac or Enfamil brand formula in the hospital? Studies now show that premature infants given cow's milk-based baby formula face a much higher risk of developing necrotizing enterocolitis, or NEC. If you or your loved one had a premature baby and was given one of these baby formulas, you may qualify for significant compensation. Visit govictory33.com now to see if you qualify. A recent jury awarded $60 million in compensation to the family of a child who developed NEC. Families are now taking action. Visit govictory33.com now to see if you qualify for significant compensation. If your baby was given Similac or Enfamil and later diagnosed with NEC, you may qualify for significant compensation, but time is limited. Strict filing deadlines apply, and waiting could mean losing your opportunity for justice. Don't wait. Visit govictory33.com today to see if you qualify. That's govictory33.com.
Paid for by Victory Legal Network.
Now it's time for traffic with Susie Cerrone.
Hey there, guys. Have a good night. A tough one on the Cross Bronx westbound. A crash with a tractor trailer and a car on the Alexander Hamilton Bridge. One lane is blocked, so it's an hour and a half on the Cross Bronx westbound to get to the outbound. George, definitely stick with the Lincoln or Holland. Hey, locally in the Bronx, a crash being cleared from the intersection of Tremont and Webster Avenue. Bad car fire in New Jersey. Only one lane's getting by on 78 eastbound at exit 43 in Berkeley Heights. Onlooker delays on the westbound side. And Friday will have alternate side back in effect. I'm Susie Cerrone for 880 ESPN New York.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
This is your home for the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks and the NBA Finals. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. This is an ENN special report. Now reporting.
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
Peter Rosenberg!
Hi, how's everyone doing?
Hey now.
What's going on?
It's all going on.
Welcome to ENN.
Ray Rowe.
You ever watch YouTube?
It's brought to you tonight by, of course, our friends at Fanatics Fest NYC. LeBron James will be taking over Fanatics Fest on Thursday, July 16th, and Friday.
Oh, easy.
Bless you.
Excuse me. The 17th.
Bless
Starting
you.
with a live recording of Mind the Game with Tyrese Halliburton. I'd like to start off by saying good evening to all of us.
First of all, on the record, I was very proud of him today.
Thank you. Thank you. Why? What did I do?
No, you just performed.
You didn't vomit on yourself.
And good evening to Don.
Peter, you didn't soil yourself. Good job.
And good evening to Alan.
Time has gone where 30 seconds or 30 minutes is now 60 seconds or 60 minutes. No, I'm sorry, the other way around.
But you know what you mean.
Sorry.
Go Knicks.
It's so
I wish it was that way. Time has gone, where
Twice?
30 seconds or 30 minutes is now 60 seconds or 60 minutes. No, I'm sorry, the other way around.
To see thee more clearly, to follow thee more nearly, day by day by day. Amen.
It really was that bad. It sounded a lot worse than I thought it was.
Oh, boy. Nobody's held accountable more than
I
this
promise
show.
you, over the next 10 days, I'm going to have a lot of those, probably. Like, just won't be able to
You'll
function.
get through it. Sheer adrenaline.
Please, I can't wait for it.
Good evening to myself. Sports. That was how Dave Rothenberg expects me. If they said, "Hey Peter, do you want to come on Get Up or First Take? We wanted to ask you some questions here." Sports. That's what he's expecting to see.
No respect.
Zero respect. That's the hurtful part. All right, guys. There's a lot happening in the world, including the fact that I have to leave for Italy tomorrow. And thanks to our lovely visit last weekend with my cousins in Boston, Maya is just absolutely pouring snot from her little nose.
Aww.
And is there anything less satisfying than when you wipe the snot from a baby's nose who cannot do anything?
Mm-hmm.
And even though you're like cleaning them, you feel like you're just smearing.
Well, that's
it's the worst feeling.
But you don't have
you
the
pull
little.
it, you do, but it's never enough. How many times am I going to stick that thing up her nose?
As many times as it takes.
Yeah.
That's what's going to get it out, man. They don't know how to blow their nose.
But you know it keeps coming back.
Yeah.
Like you do it. You
Honestly,
do it, and then so I do it in the morning, right? But then an hour later, she's sitting there and she sneezes, and it's literally it's down her entire face.
It can be rough.
So then you got to wipe the whole thing, and you hit like. No matter what you're doing, and also I'm not going
to. It's like Ghostbusters, that scene with the
slime,
and he's like,
you can't.
He's just wiping it on things because you can't get it off your hand.
And it's an unfortunate situation because she met her little cousin, or no, she's the little cousin.
Okay.
She met a second cousin last week who's like 6 months older than her, and they had a very cute hangout.
Nice.
But I do wish my cousin had given us a heads up, like, hey, the little one's. She's got a lot going on, from a nose standpoint, from a sneasel and snottage standpoint. Only because
she's leaking right now.
You just be careful. So maybe they don't need to be like on top of each other, because maybe something could happen. And now
it happened.
Yeah.
And now we got to fly. And I just hope.
Now her hair's sticky.
We did. There was snot. We had to wipe snot out of her hair.
When's your flight?
Tomorrow evening.
All right, so
hose her down. She'll be fine.
She'll get through.
Well, listen, it's clear. It's not. She doesn't seem like she can't sleep. She doesn't seem like she has a fever. Okay. It's just gross.
Oh yeah.
Now I got to ask you guys a travel question.
Okay.
So we have. I saw 3 of the most dreaded letters in travel. When I looked at my ticket just now.
What'd you say?
32C. You know.
Ooh.
That's that. You know.
Yeah, you're way back there.
Way there in the
way back there.
Way back. Back.
Now, I wonder how many rows on an international flight. There's probably several behind 30.
No, there are, but
you're
it's
in
still
the middle of the plane. Though.
It's still further than I'd like to. You know me, snob Rosenberg. I don't want to be there. Now, obviously, because I don't, I'm not collecting money like an Alan Hahn or a Michael Kay, Rick DiPietro, if you will. So the idea of my daughter being in business class internationally is absolute lunacy. I mean, frankly, you guys know business class internationally is already lunacy. So here's my question I have. Do you think it is worth $100 per ticket? We bought Maya a ticket, by the way. Even though she's under 2, we bought a seat so we can put her car seat in there and have her be safe, right?
Yeah, that's the right
and have her own space.
Yeah.
Is it worth $100 a ticket? That's over $300 to you and me.
Mm-hmm.
For us to move from 32C up a few rows to be in the front row of the section. Do you think that's worth it to have no seats in front of you?
Yes.
And
yes.
You think it's worth it?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think so.
The only issue is like baby bag. Usually it's nice to have that under the seat.
You
in
got
front of
nothing
you.
under the seat.
They don't let you put anything at your feet. Now, once you're in the air, you can go up and then put it by your feet. But take off, you got to have everything above.
So that's the downside.
So you're on the aisle, right? Because mom's going to be inside.
Probably.
Yeah,
but
so
the thing
you're going to be the one that has to get up and down.
But the thing is, the beauty of the bulkhead seat is it doesn't even really matter where you're sitting because you can easily get up at any time because there's no one in front of you.
Yes.
That is
I would go for it. $300 for a trip of this.
And you know what else you don't want to? Because, again, she's probably going to make some noise. You don't want that one guy that's just like doing this the whole time.
Oh, is that the worst? Or she gets excited and wants to go, pushing around.
Kick the seat.
Kick the seat a little bit.
Yeah.
No, it's worth it.
I'm going to
Would it be worth it, an hour flight to Raleigh? No. You're going across the pond.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's a 7-8 hour flight to you and me.
That's an extensive time.
Well, how long is it, honestly?
The flight?
Yeah.
Well, it's a couple. Yeah. You're
8?
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's not nothing.
8 or 9? I don't know. It's not Saudi long. It's not Perth, Australia.
Well, that's
but
your last 2 international flights. Pale in comparison to this. This is going to feel like a little.
I'm being serious. The Perth and Saudi trips, particularly Perth, has made me go, Europe is just nothing. Because Perth was legitimate 25 hours in the air.
Zero chance I'll ever do that.
You will never go.
Never. No.
What if they offer you a big bag of cash?
I don't care. It would have to be multi-million.
Multi-million.
Whatever event that I would need to do to go to somewhere that far away from home, to be on a plane that long, it'd have to be multi-million.
You hungry, T? You want to send the kid for Baja Fresh?
What if to get Baja Fresh?
Knicks Spurs in Perth. They send Allen.
He's gone.
Not going.
No, he's gone.
You know what? I don't know.
Not going.
He's gone.
Not going.
For the Knicks, the man loves basketball.
But he said they give him $100,000. He's gone.
You're out of your mind.
Done.
Listen, you got to respect. I know that the greed and all that. Sometimes you got to respect the money.
But can I also just say something real quick?
Take something, Pat. You'll knock yourself out with a bat. Something. It's $100,000.
This is a hot take. This is not even a hot take.
You don't know.
Guys, when it's if they were giving you full-on business class, really nice international business class, what's wrong with 25 hours on a plane? You take 2 separate flights. You get off in the middle. You eat. You sit down. No one bothers you. You watch your shows. You eat your snacks. You lay down. You go to sleep. It's really not that bad.
You'll sleep at least for a few hours.
Now, sitting in 30, if you were in 32B economy
where the seat
to
goes
Perth,
back like this.
no, that's but presumably if he was doing this, it would be for Bork. So if someone's paying for you to have a nice first class seat, even tall drink of water like you'd survive.
Do I get one of those pods where I can
if you had a pod, of course, yes.
Come on, you'd be foolish not to.
Very easy to do that.
The pod is a miracle.
It's a miracle of technology.
No, because I've gotten the pod usually to L.A., sometimes San Francisco. It's a miracle. It really is because you got the TVs. You can recline straight up bed. Thank you. I mean, it's so nice. I'd almost do it, land, turn around, and go back home.
It's just for fun.
Yeah,
no, I'm dead serious.
Just to get a nap in? All right. Well,
you want to be like Alan Alda?
Yeah.
Whose
yeah was that?
It's one of my favorite drops of all
Whose yeah
time.
was that?
It was mine.
It's Don.
That was you saying yeah?
Big Alan Alda guy.
I don't know why. You want to be like Alan Alda?
Yeah. That's not a typical Don. Yeah.
No, there's something going on there. There's something
Is that right?
Something was in there. I was looking. You know what drop I was looking for though? Oh, here it is.
You get a free movie,
right?
All right, but you got to download the app.
Did you ever hear when Don was complaining about why? Because Alan, up until a few years ago, Don was bringing his mini DVD player on flights.
They don't even have the TV in the back of the seat. I still have to download the app onto my computer.
I think when we were going to the Super Bowl, when we were going Super Bowl.
That's what this is about. You bringing your DVD
I was bringing
player.
the portable DVD.
So we're talking about 6 years ago or so.
Yeah. It's a little. I
know what it looks like.
You get a free movie,
right?
All right, but you got to download the app.
When I had to introduce the sack exchange when they were honored at the Jet Bronco game, I got to go to 50-yard line. It was amazing.
Really nice.
They gifted me a portable DVD player, the Jets, which was nice.
Entertain me, clowns.
And so when I started traveling Stanley Cup Finals back in 06, 07, I'd bring it with me.
Entertain me, clowns.
And I'd always bring a box set of season 2 of Family Guy and just watch them all. And then we started traveling to the Super Bowl, Dallas and all that. I would bring it with me, and they would look at me
clowns.
What's the matter with you? You download it on your computer. Are you an idiot? I'm I don't know. It's just an extra thing to pack.
They don't even have the TV in the back of the seat.
And then when they started to do it with the TVs in the back of the seat, you'd have to download the app, and that just was.
It was too much for him. He didn't.
You'd have to download it before you got on the plane because otherwise.
But now it's not like that.
No. Now
you just go on.
But
the
there was
Safari
a time where once they took off, you're screwed.
Don was happier having not only the DVD player, but then the box set.
You got to have the DVDs.
You bought that as well.
Think about that.
Rather than
time for
just
sleepy
a
time
tablet
bobos
with an app.
Yeah, because I would have the box set of Seinfeld season 4, where it'd be the big box, and they would have the puffy shirt, and they would have.
I would do anything.
You know,
I'd do anything to see. Imagine a fan of our show who gets on the plane, sits down next to him, and it's Don with the DVD pulling out the box set.
You're trying to sleep, and there's Don's elbow just bumping you because he's
got to get the DVDs.
I'm opening the case to Boogie Nights and sliding the DVD in there. And
I love it. You know what it reminds me of?
Joy.
It reminds me of like around 2005. I, in my infinite wisdom and my love of vintage media, I decided to go on a run of getting into Laserdisc in like literally 05. So we're talking about 20 years. 05? No.
That was back when
10 years if it's a day.
But you'd have your laptop and you could just pop a DVD into the whole CD-ROM thing.
Yeah, but remember, I'm not. That's a drop, by the way. Now remember, I'm
sure
not.
it was.
Now remember, I'm not. But remember, be careful, guys. I'm not talking about CD-ROMs. I'm talking about laser discs, the ones that are big, like the size of records.
No.
Oh no.
I got into that in 05 because here's what I decided. When I was going out record shopping, these old record stores, they'd have a laser disc section, and no one would want them. So I was like, wait, what is a laser disc? I started looking into it because I only remembered it from when I was in high school. And they'd bring it out like, oh, we're going to watch a National Geographic thing. Here's the laser disc player. And all a laser disc really was DVD technology before it was made into a small portable size. These gigantic record-sized DVDs. And all the like classic 80s and 90s movies were made on Laserdisc.
And it was like movie theater quality.
Like really good
audio.
quality, but it's a giant thing and great audio quality.
Yeah.
And so, I ran with it for a while. I don't know what happened to my Laserdisc collection, but I had a little collection. Wow. I had the Laserdisc player. Oh, I'm a lunatic. Let's hear some audio from the Knicks. You guys interested?
Very much so.
Sure. What are they saying?
Mikal Bridges on advice that he'll give teammates heading into the finals.
I think just worry about just what we have to do to be better. I think not getting to all the media and all the stuff. A lot of questions, a lot of talk about how great we are, how great we've been. That doesn't matter. We just got to worry about being ourselves and just stay locked in and, go win.
He also says he is focused on this team, not who the opponent is.
Yeah, just working on us. That's pretty much it. It's a really good team no matter who we're going to play. So just trying to just focus on us and what we got to do to be better.
You can't. It's an impossible question to answer.
Yep.
Oh, we want the Spurs. Oh,
no,
forget it.
You don't. Yeah.
You can't do it. We want the Thunder. Nope.
Any satisfaction for you, Mikal Bridges, in winning the East?
I mean, it's just to get to, we got to get to. You obviously have to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. But I think we're just more worried about the finals.
Now, Jalen Brunson spoke some about his former college champion coach, Jay Wright, about Jay Wright's attitude and motto, etc.
One thing he always talked about, it was plastered on every wall, every shirt, inside of our jerseys, everything. It was attitude, controlling your attitude. I don't really say that as much as I used to, but I think my kind of twist on it is being able to control what you can control. And so, controlling your attitude, controlling your effort, controlling everything, those are the things that you can control, and that's something that he always spoke. He said every day. That's how we ended huddles. That's how we started games, practices. It's kind of what his motto was, and once we believed in it, and everything became easier.
I know it seems lame, but you got to respect it. They are not going to. There's not going to be any flaw in anything that they say.
No,
especially
this
Brunson.
Is too
all
smart.
the right things.
They're a smart team,
and they're the right. They get it. Garrett Wilson, New York Jets. You're familiar. Big G. He was asked about rooting for the Knicks.
It's cool to see, and I'm glad I'm up here for it. I'm rooting the Knicks on like hell. That gives us a taste of what it might look like when we figure this thing out. Which, we're excited for the opportunity.
Garrett Wilson not the only local athlete interested. Juan Soto apparently cares a bit as well. He did the little Brunson celebration last night. Here he's talking to good old Gelbsy.
Got to mention, it looked like that home run celebration was a little bit of an ode to another team in town. Tell us about it.
We just got to keep cheering for the Knicks. Let's go Knicks.
And I know what you're hearing. It sounds like, is he speaking in an empty gymnasium? No, that's at Citi Field.
Yeah, it was the walk-off interview on this.
And as you could see,
the field,
listen closely. Everybody had already walked off.
Got to mention, it looked like that home run celebration was a little bit of an ode
hear the silence?
to another
team. I mean, they could have done a podcast.
Well, when he said it, you would think there'd be a cheer.
No.
Let's go Knicks. But
let's
it
go
was
something.
Very quiet.
No, it's let's go home.
Let's
go home. If you're not already, let's go sleepy time Bobos. That's what's time.
But I will give credit. I watched the end of the game, and Devin Williams threw like 36 pitches. He did not have it, but Mets left a small village. Like the Reds had people on base all day, and they loaded the bases, and he was able to get out of it. But there were people there, excited, cheering, painting their face. I mean, a lot of it's just performative at this point. There's one guy that just had his face was painted, had a jersey.
What are you doing?
Orange and blue hair, rooting for the team. I'm like,
maybe it's Knicks.
Are you a diehard? Like during the broadcast, they're like, "Oh, that's a diehard," or that's just somebody that you know what? I just want.
I'm going to go.
There's
get
not
on
many
camera.
people in the building. I'm obviously going to be on TV. Like, even with the Knicks stuff, it gets so out of hand now. You don't know how much of it is performative and how much are they really diehard fans. I know both the Mets and the Knicks have diehard fans. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you just wonder sometimes. Is this over-the-top behavior because you just want to end up on TV? You just want to end up doing something that goes viral.
That's the reason why there are no outdoor watch parties anymore, the 33rd Street thing, because it became less true fans and more revelers who just were jumping in and pretending to be fans, and all they really wanted to do was climb on things and act up and be viral. And
now they might be Knicks fans, but they're not celebrating the Knicks winning. They just know that this is going to be something.
I'm telling you, like I saw after Game 2, like I said, just trying to cross the street. That went beyond. That went beyond. Like I'm looking around like these aren't all fans. These are
what's
people
going to
that are looking
happen?
to take advantage of it.
Have you ever thought about what's going to happen next week, the coming weeks? During Mets games when the Knicks are playing?
That's the one thing about this town that I think is so special. Like, I'll never forget when the Giants beat the Cowboys. So that's the divisional round. But it's football, right? Giants, Cowboys. And it was at the half of a Knicks game. They put on the Jumbotron the last drive for the Cowboys, and Romo threw the pick. And like Gus Johnson was doing the play-by-play on the radio. The Garden was full. Like, I'd be surprised. Big, giant playoff games, even going back to when the Jets were playing big playoff games, the Garden for a Knicks arranging it'd still be full.
I'll give you my experience.
There's so many sports fans in New York. It's incredible.
Like, as you know, I've told this story. I used to go every year with my mom to a Mets game. Usually it was in the spring. And we were at a game while the Knicks were playing a playoff game. I'm trying to remember if it was against the Bulls in 93 or if it was the Bulls in 94. But I forget the year, but I think you remember 93 or 94 for the Mets. Not exactly the best of times.
No.
But we were in Shea, and there was a crowd, and there was no internet, of course, no cell phones, or nothing. So how else would you know what's going on? I brought a small little transistor radio, and I was listening to the call. And so hearing the call, I knew the score, and between innings, after a while, people realized what I was doing, listening to the Knicks game while being at the Met game with my mom. And so they're, all right, what's the score? Well, I'd give score updates. And I believe there was like a big shot that Starks hit, and I said it out loud, and the whole section cheered. And then the final score was put on the scoreboard. And then the whole stadium cheered. So it was, and I thought that was a cool moment. Like, it just shows you. But there were still plenty of people in the building. It's too big of a city to not be able to.
I forget the Mets because the Mets aren't good.
I was going to say, but with how bad they are, there's a chance that
people would rather be home watching.
That's what I'm saying.
Knicks.
They'll just be home. It's just going to be dead. I mean, if they're continuing to lose 5 out of 6 games and the Knicks are playing for the championship.
It is the NBA Finals.
It's
a
the
little
finals.
different than what I was doing, which was second round.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a big deal.
But let me look at the Yankees are on the road, but they're going to come home after the series with the A's. So I'm going to be curious to see who they play. But do you think Yankee Stadium is going to be empty? It won't be.
Yeah, who's home next?
No, they're home against. All right, so the Yankees are home.
It's Monday, Wednesday. Oh, the games.
So June 3rd.
Yeah. Well, that's away. Those were away games
away. But still, the Knicks are going to be playing a finals game.
Right.
The Yankees will be home for the Guardians. There's not going to be nobody there.
The Yankees will have a good crowd.
But this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Then the Red Sox come to town.
What do you got, Monday?
So when does the interesting thing happen?
So 5th, 6th, and 7th.
No.
Oh, that's the weekend. So they don't play over the weekend.
Oh, yeah. They don't play.
Friday, then Monday.
Well, that's
no Saturday, Sunday.
But there's Friday.
Yeah.
So Saturday and Sunday. But when does the interesting thing happen? Because Yankees Red Sox isn't interesting.
Yeah, not anymore.
There's no juice. You know what happens?
Then the Yankees are on the road.
You know what happens when you get the Tropicana and someone has the last glass and you look and it's empty?
Mm-hmm.
No juice.
Wow.
That's
No, I get it, but still. So they'll be. When will they be at the Garden?
Monday, Wednesday.
The 8th and 10th.
Yes.
Yeah. So the Yankees will be on the road.
What about the Mets?
The Mets.
And which is the game? Oh, it's Game 6. That's the one that coincides with a World Cup game, right?
The Mets are home against who? Cardinals. Mets Cardinals at Citi Field.
Oh, that used to be something.
He shortened it to SLU, and I didn't know who he was talking about.
St. Louis.
I know, but he said
never
he said SLU, and I'm like, I didn't have the bandwidth. We're late in the show.
Yeah,
it makes sense now that I know it's Cardinals, but when I heard SLU,
you were looking for cards. If he said cards, you would have gotten it.
Yeah. I never heard St. Louis referred to as SLU.
What if he said the Lou?
The Lou
went to Fordham, St. Louis Billikens. I heard SLU a lot, so that's why I said it.
I never heard. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I didn't know what the hell you were talking about when you said SLU.
I understand.
Did you know, Jacob?
Don's blaming himself, not you.
I always blame him.
St. Louis Billikens. God bless.
Yeah. That's a strange pull.
Oh, my God.
Strange mascot.
Are they in the MAC?
No, they're in the A10.
Obviously.
Oh, that's right. It's A10 now.
They're playing Fordham.
Yeah.
So there was Pat McAfee had his big primetime special. I know Alan and Don were locked in.
I didn't see it.
And Adam Silver was on there, and he spoke on the new draft lottery format.
You know, one thing, just to hit it directly, that has kept me up at night is the sort of the enormous amount of rebuilding, tanking that we saw in the league this year. I mean, just a reminder, of course, it's a strategy to win, not to lose. It's just a longer-term strategy to win. But I think where analytics have taken over all sports, where you set a system out of balance, where the incentives were for certain teams were frankly to lose, to have better odds of getting top draft picks. I understand why it's rational for them. There's a perceived very deep draft class this year, so it was particularly problematic. I think you obviously don't see it in the playoffs, and the competition's been spectacular. But in the regular season, you saw some teams that, frankly, their incentive was not, to put their best foot forward. And I think to the extent
I know he's the commissioner of the NBA, but for God's sakes, people.
It was on a
For God's sakes.
My music was on a different screen.
Dude, if you bring that cut with you to Italy,
and
you'll be stone cold out on the way. Before you take off, you'll be asleep.
What if Maya's having a tough night's sleep?
No, Maya will fall asleep.
Yeah, play that for Maya. It's
oh my! What was being said?
He was.
Did he say?
Dear God, can we have some accountability? You're the commissioner of the NBA. Can you speak eloquently? Can you make any sense? He droned on for like a full minute, and you know how I feel about cuts that are long, and said nothing. It was like the Peanuts teacher. It was like literally watching Charlie Brown and the teacher. Am I just being a bad guy?
It was god awful.
But what took so long for the playout music? The commissioner was on McAfee? We can't play him out?
Do you want me to ruin this by telling you the real information?
Yes.
Me, Jacob, and Anthony were talking about whether I should do my FanDuel read now or later.
See,
so sometimes business is getting done.
You know what? I love it. So we were on the same page. You took the time to go do other business.
Correct.
Because you knew you weren't going to
Well, that was after I went to the toilet.
As did I.
None of you were listening.
No, I don't.
And all I was saying was, boy, he's really dancing around tanking, trying to soften it because clearly some owners are annoyed at this.
Right.
So he's like, it is trying to win just later on. No, it's not. It's tanking.
You did it more entertainingly and in a shorter period of time.
Well, he's better at what he does. I got a couple more serious.
I'd be a great commissioner,
Here,
by the way.
quick palate cleanse.
Okay.
Hi. That's Maya saying hi to me yesterday. That's her new thing. She just walks up to me every time I see her. Hi. It's literally my favorite thing.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, guys, this is kind of crazy. Yannick Sinner is out at the French Open, which is already surprising.
He gone.
But more surprising is his 3-6, 2-6, 7-5, 6-1, 6-1 loss to the 56th ranked player in the world.
Not even in the top 50.
Sinner was on a 30-match win streak going back to February, all right? The odds were overwhelming that he would complete a career Grand Slam by winning the only big title missing in his career, especially given that Carlos Alcaraz is out. So Yannick Sinner had the path all set.
So he's not a clay guy, I guess.
I guess not. Reminds me of a drop here. I'm a big clay guy.
Oh.
Well, Alcaraz is a big clay guy. So you got Alcaraz, a big clay
But
guy.
he's out.
And he's out. He's already hurt. Mm-hmm. So now Sinner has the door open.
And?
He's up 5-1 in the third set. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Good start.
Hold on. 5-1, Don.
Yeah.
He's already won the first two sets.
Almost done.
You're done. You're right there.
It's time for sleepy time bonus.
Yeah.
It's 5-1.
Yeah.
A
Enter
minute
Sandman.
away from being done.
And?
He then lost 18 points in a row to trail 0-40. He's at love 40, serving for the match a second time at 5-4.
Okay.
He bent over on the court and walked to his chair. Sinner was then attended to by the medical staff and was allowed to leave the court after saying he felt sick. He has his condition assessed and his blood pressure taken. When he returns, he loses 3 more games and the set, and then loses the next 2 sets, 6-1, 6-1, and is out. Just a bizarre circumstance
His body
for
broke
maybe
down.
the best player in the world.
To be that, but you know
Just
what?
broke down.
But you can't get. He couldn't get through
Physically
one game.
broke down. He physically broke down.
It's just it's a
dehydration.
remarkable.
It had to be something. It's been blazing hot there.
I got to check the old temps here
Yeah, no, it's been
in Italia, don't I?
Yeah.
Lastly, guys, we have a cause of death for Kyle Busch. I don't know if this will make you feel better or worse or whatever, but he died last week from hemorrhagic. Thank you. Hemorrhagic shock and disseminated intravascular coagulation after complications from bacterial pneumonia that had led to sepsis, according to his death certificate. He had supposedly been experiencing symptoms of bacterial pneumonia for days to weeks before sepsis set in. The manner of his death was listed as natural. He was 41 years old.
If you remember...
What is sepsis exactly?
Your body is fighting a bacteria to a point where it almost like...
It can't do it anymore.
It battles itself. It's like it's doing damage to itself.
But wouldn't without either of the three of us being a doctor...
Sepsis is like Control-Alt-Delete.
So wouldn't it have been, though, at that point, that your body's been now fighting a bacterial thing for that long? Wouldn't you have felt a lot of different things?
Well, here's the thing. The Watkins-Glen race, it kind of went viral where he's talking to his team, saying, have the doctor on standby before the race was over. I need a shot. So he was probably getting shots to feel better, and he was probably fighting through it. And listen, he's 41 years old. I know people don't think of NASCAR drivers as athletes, but you have to be conditioned to stay in a car for that long. He passed out in a simulator. So he was preparing. He was ignoring the symptoms. The shots were probably making him feel better. He was probably taking a bunch of medication. And you know how some of
But
these
you're not stopping to just go to a doctor in the middle for one day?
But that's the thing is he was seeing a doctor. The doctor gave him the shot.
Yeah, but that's not. But
you,
a doctor.
If you're not making, again, it's just an educated guess on my part, is that if you're not letting the doctor know everything you're feeling, I'm fine, doc. Just give me a shot. He needed to get an exam. I mean, pneumonia is your lungs are filling up with fluid. That's easy enough to find out. Yeah. I mean, you go to a doctor. When I went to the doctor when I was sick, a couple of months ago, put the stethoscope on the back, and all right, your lungs are clear. So that lets them know, okay, you don't have pneumonia or anything. So I don't know whether he just wasn't allowing himself to get examined or just was not telling the doctor all the information and just giving him the shot. But I got to be honest, from what little information we have, the doctors that are giving him the shot, the doctors that were giving him whatever medication, they have to be culpable in this. At some point, I got to examine you, buddy.
That's the thing that's going to be interesting. And maybe he's friends with the doctor, it's part of his team, whatever. But if you're the family, aren't you going, we were talking to people, no one said we got to sit you down and have a full examination? Guys, they could have given him antibacterial.
The belief is this was preventable.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds like you see what it is, you get the right medication, you're all better.
And this is why, once again, it's a hard thing for men to do. But sometimes when you're just not feeling right, we have this innate response of battle through. Just battle through. Battle through. I'll deal with it tomorrow. I don't want to let my team down.
Right.
I can't give up. I'm letting people down if I do this.
Flip side,
Flip side of that
is people also get scared to go to the doctor. because you don't want to get the answer that's
could
something
have
bad.
that too,
There's
but
no
this-
way
there's this thing about fighting through.
A 41-year-old athlete thinks death's on the table, right? So he's probably just thinking, I'll fight through this, and I'll eventually feel better. Like, I wouldn't think that coughing or even having pneumonia that I'd die.
But what I'm trying to last thing here, I know we got a break, and again we're all speculating on things we don't know. But the only thing I'm finding odd is if it was sepsis, like your body's really fighting something. I just have to think, like Don, it's more than like you're coughing and there's phlegm or you have a light headache. I'd have to think you're getting really high temperatures, like your body's fighting. Like if you felt really crappy for 2 days straight, I have a buddy who in my life who went through something recently, and when he told me like what his symptom was at night, and was like, yeah, I slept on it, and then I went through the next day, I went, buddy, just so you know, I get a symptom like he described, I'm like, that's hospital time immediately.
Oh, you know how many times I talk to somebody like, oh, do you have a fever? I don't know, I didn't check. You don't check. I always check because that kind of tells me how bad I am, because that means, do I have an infection that my body's fighting? If I don't have a fever.
But also you can't you tell if you're close to having a fever?
Well, unless you don't, you can't confirm it unless you do it.
You can't confirm it, but there's sometimes you're like, you
feel
something going on.
You can feel.
All right, guys, it's a tragic story either way. That'll do it for ENN. It's brought to you by Fanatics Fest NYC.
That was.
And Fanatics Fest is going to be incredible. Maybe you'll have NBA World Champion Jalen Brunson. Either way, he'll be there. Will he be a champion or not? Either way, he'll be in the building. So will John Cena, LeBron James, and so many more. Tickets available now at fanaticsfest.com.
The heads are going to roll after this. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till 7 o'clock on ESPN New York.
Replacing your home's AC system isn't exactly pocket change. Let's be real. Most people don't have thousands of dollars just lying around. And that's why Slomin's makes staying cool affordable. Right now, Slomin's central air conditioning makes it easier than ever to upgrade without blowing your budget. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% financing for up to 18 months. Plus, every new system comes with a 5-year all-inclusive service plan, including annual system maintenance, filter replacements, and refrigerant. So there are no surprise costs down the road. Whether your system is outdated, your electric bills are through the roof, or your AC finally called it quits, Slomin's has a solution that works and a payment plan that actually makes sense. Call 516-932-7000. That's 516-932-7000. Or visit ac.slomans.com to schedule your free estimate today. Slomin's Central Air Conditioning. Because comfort shouldn't come with a price you can't afford. 18-month promo period. No payment, no interest, and no down payment offer. The offer is available through a third-party bank. On approved credit, interest is waived if loan is repaid in full during the same as cash period. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils protect their home ice, Viking Pest Control protects your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. As the pest control provider and proud partner in the New Jersey Devils, Viking brings 45 years of trusted experience and expert service to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, and even mosquitoes out of your zone. Their local team builds a personalized game plan that actually works. And when you bundle pest control and mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Protecting your home inside and out.
Did your dog just get groomed? She's got a pep in her step.
Actually, she's gotten famous. She's one of 18 dogs on the New Jersey Dog Scratch-Offs from the New Jersey Lottery.
What?
Yeah, New Jersey voted, and 18 dogs were chosen.
Well, look at her.
It's gone to her head a bit.
Play the New Jersey Dog Scratch-Offs, featuring 18 real New Jersey dogs and a top prize of $200,000.
Oh, are you a famous doggy? Yes, you are.
Must be 18 years old to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge, or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com, because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I am grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, boys, it's chili time. Yeah.
It's time.
No locals tonight, but if you're a Knicks fan, you're very interested in to hear the Spurs Thunder game, which is Game 6, and it'll be on right after Dan Grasso at 8 o'clock right here on 880. Thunder win, they'll take on the Knicks beginning on Wednesday in Oklahoma City. If it's the Spurs, there'll be a Game 7 on Saturday. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Let's go back to the phones and talk to Danny out on Long Island. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Danny?
Good afternoon, boys. Kind of the calm before the storm here as we await the next opponent. And kind of nothing like watching a Met game after all the excitement we've had. Peter, great suit. Congratulations on the trip. I don't envy you with the young child, but I'm sure it'll all work out. Bring a little nighttime Tylenol, a little Tylenol cold medicine. Maybe put her to sleep for 6 or 7 hours. Never hurt, but good luck. It's not an easy thing. And while we're on the subject of Peter, thank you for winning me some money on the Knicks.
There you go.
And I want to give you a little financial advice if I could. In 2004, I won $3,500 on a Super Bowl box, literally a month after my latest son was born. I immediately put it in a separate account, never touched it, $27,000 now.
No way.
I put it right into an S&P 500 account.
That is...
Never touched it. Kept it separately the whole time, so I knew exactly what it turned into.
That is awesome.
I was going to use it for college.
Wow, that is dope.
That's the way to do it. So every time you look at that, you'll think of the Knicks. Because otherwise, you just piss it away and it's gone, and it never really has a memory for you.
Touche.
But anyway, listen. One other thing. We're talking about the president coming to the Garden. I used to work at the Garden. I was involved in security. It's a disaster. Unless they sneak him in after everybody's already there. And you were right, Peter, you're also right about why would he want to appear before that crowd. Why not just go to Oklahoma City? Talk about appearing before the home crowd if you're done. Just go to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, but he's a Knicks. But that's a little awkward, too, because you're going there to root for the Knicks.
Yeah, and you know what? And he is a Knicks fan, and not to get into politics. But the right answer is I don't mind if the president goes, because he was like 18 years old when they won, so that was right in his wheelhouse. Just like I'm talking about this, I can talk about the '86 Mets. I was 20. When something happens when you're a teenager, you tend to remember it for the rest of your life. That was really a big deal for any sports fan in New York City at that time. Now, funny thing is, I remember the '73 Mets intimately. I remember lots of details about all those games in the World Series. The first game I went to was in '73. I don't remember any of that, and I looked it up on the television, and it said not all the games were broadcast live in their entirety, and some of them were on tape delay. I remember even late into the 70s and 80s. Like, I think when the 76ers beat the Lakers on the road with Dr. J, I was a fan of that because I remember watching Julius in the Coliseum. That game was on like at 11 o'clock at night, tape delayed. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. Right. You think back to the technology. Right. And talking about technology, we were talking about the other day about the great comebacks, and then Don mentioned the Rangers coming back against the Devils. And I thought, why don't I remember that? And then in my middle-aged, my senior citizen brain pops, I was taking a train to work at 9:30 at night, which meant you were completely out of touch.
Of course,
for 2 hours from Long Island through the subway till I ran through the doors of the station house. What happened? You're not going to believe what happened. So, only a few years later, a guy was on the train with some kind of a device. It's amazing how quickly it turned. But back then, when you were out of touch, you were out of touch. And sometimes it was better off because you weren't distracted. But that's why I had no recollection. I remember it happening, of course. I've seen the replay. But why didn't I see that? Why didn't I have anything personal? Because I was out of touch from the communication we had of the day. But anyway, Peter, great trip. Hope everything works out.
Thank you, man.
Looking good. Hahn, great work. And I thought Dave was a little bit rough this morning.
Yeah, he was.
He's a bad guy.
You're right.
Yeah, bad guys are bad guys.
You're a listener. You know, Peter was wronged. But, yeah, I mean, we get excited or we wish that we can go back to the old days when World Series games were played in the afternoon. Can you imagine the Mets or Yankees in a World Series today? And like Game 3 would be at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like in what we do, right? I mean, just imagine doing a show because like the Yankees aren't on our station, like the Mets would be on our station, whatever. Like doing a show up against Game 3 of the World Series, and the people that would complain, like I got to take off from work, I got to get to Yankee Stadium for a 3 o'clock game. Oh my God! Like as much as we long for those days, can you just imagine if they did that?
No.
Can you imagine Knicks? Thunder on tape delay. Like
again, we can't imagine it because the business has grown to a point where it doesn't make sense. But there was a time the NBA in the late 70s, remember, had a lot of issues.
No, they had a lot of issues.
Major drug issues and major issues with players, and the leagues merged, and it wasn't. The early years were not great when the leagues merged. It wasn't until Bird Magic. We all know that. Bird Magic changed everything. David Stern and Bird Magic changed everything for that league, and then Michael came along and then forget it. But it's true. You know, the Knicks 73 championship game, the one they won in L.A., they won 4 straight games after losing game 1, knocked off L.A., and Will Chamberlain retired after that. That game was not live. Mm-hmm. In New York, it was on radio.
Yeah.
It was not live. They showed it. That was late at night because it was in L.A.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how things have changed.
It's just different.
When the Rangers were in the Stanley Cup Final in '79, New Yorkers got it on MSG. The rest of the country got it on pay-per-view.
How about that?
How about that? And it's not that MSG. Long ago, right?
Yeah.
All right, close it out with your calls. Last call crew, 1-800-919-3776.
Hey, Don, in New York, every block is a business, as you know, and every minute counts, and Amazon Hub Delivery lets you earn extra revenue from the business you already run. So you and your staff can deliver packages right in your neighborhood on a schedule that works for you. So it's a smart way to keep your hustle going, bring in more revenue, more visibility, and staying connected to the community you serve every day. Let me tell you about Christine. She's the owner of All Breed Cat and Dog Grooming in Verona, New Jersey. She loves the flexibility of Amazon Hub Delivery because she takes grooming appointments in the morning, then delivers packages in the afternoon around her business's schedule. And getting started, listen, it's easy. You need no delivery experience, no long-term contracts to sign, and best of all, there's not even any startup costs. So, if you have a New York local business and you're ready to make your next move, visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. Listen again, Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
Don Hahn and Rosenberg until 7 o'clock, and then it's Dan Grassa leading into Spurs and Thunder right here on ESPN New York.
The New York Knicks, the NBA Finals.
You know who the face of the NBA is? Right here in New York, Jalen Brunson, baby. He's the face of New York. We deserve this. Bring them all on. Let's go, boys.
I haven't even slept yet, so I don't even know if it's sunk in.
They are locked in. They're healthy. They are rested, but they are the team that's going to be the underdog in the final. I love it.
Go, New York. Go, New York. Go.
NBA Finals Game 1 coverage begins Wednesday night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Registration ends tomorrow. Take the test.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
The Garden waited.
I think of the fans. They are just the best fans and the most loyal, and they've been through so much.
New York waited.
The 27-year wait is over. They will play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
The finals are here.
They haven't just been good. They haven't just been dominant. The Knicks have been completely unstoppable.
This is your home for the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks and the NBA Finals. This is ESPN New York.
North Brunswick, get ready. Boost Mobile by Tuvaz is throwing down with the grand opening at their newest spot in Brunswick Shopping Center. Join them Friday, May 29th from 2 to 6 p.m. with food, prizes, and giveaways that you don't want to miss. That's Boost Mobile at Brunswick Shopping Center in North Brunswick. We'll see you there.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
CarsForKids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering up to 25% off windows and doors and 0% financing for 24 months. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends May 31st, 2026.
It's playoff basketball. You got to do a little bit of everything.
The intensity levels are at an all-time high. These are the NBA playoffs. Every team looking to make a run.
This is incredible.
Every player looking to make history.
Give me all you got. Let's go.
So tune in, because this is going to be unbelievable.
This is exactly what we wanted.
The NBA playoffs presented by Google continue on ABC, ESPN, NBC, and Peacock.
All right, folks. FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long, all right? With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, every moment, from spreads to player points to threes and more. Build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel's an official partner of the NBA. Play your game 21+. Physically present in New York. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. And, before we get to batters, my last show here for a week. I won't be back with you. I won't be with you guys at our live shows we're going to do next week. I have to tell you, when I was making these plans, I went to John and I go, hey, WWE's in Italy. I'm going to be traveling there. Here's the date. I'm thinking I take the vacation then. And we look at the schedule and we go, well, if the Knicks make the finals.
Then you both laughed.
But I don't want to say that. But I will say it was early in the Atlanta series. And we were like, it doesn't feel like they're given finals. Let's cross that bridge when we come to it. Booked a trip, going on vacation, and here we are. But I will be back with you guys for Game 3 with bells on. And I plan on reaching out to you next week because I got to pick the series with you guys. And I got to make sure I get the bets in with Anthony.
Yeah, you have to.
Now, if the Thunder win tonight and your flight isn't until
I
later,
can jump on tomorrow.
You can jump on tomorrow with a pick.
That's right.
But if the Spurs win, we're going to have to
wait.
figure something else out.
So there you go.
Okay.
So there you go.
I like this.
I could jump on for a seg tomorrow before I leave.
All right. Go see the Pope.
I'm gonna visit Pope Leo, and I'm gonna say, you want me to put in a word with you?
Yeah.
I'll say
I'm
something.
a Catholic.
Yeah.
He knows me.
Yeah, like Alan Hahn, right?
Of course he does.
By the way, he does love basketball. He's from Chicago.
He's got the Gotham app. He watches Knicks games.
That's right.
The Gotham app.
Yeah.
Does it buffer for him too? Or because
no, it's a great app.
I think they might have better Wi-Fi
well,
at the Vatican.
all apps have those moments. I just wonder because he.
Don't you think they should have pristine Wi-Fi at the Vatican? Honestly, what's getting in the way there? That's the cleanest air you could breathe.
You'd think so.
You would hope so.
And he's connected, so.
Literally.
Not sure. Renee in the Bronx, you're on ESPN New York. Hello, Renee.
Hey guys, quick story. I know you guys are about to leave. So, 1980, the NBA Finals, as you guys remember. I don't know if Peter remembers this. I know Don and LaGreca know this. 1980, the Finals, Lakers versus 76ers, Magic Johnson's rookie year. The Finals is on tape delay.
Yes.
11:30 at night on CBS. Brett Musburger's got the call, right? It's on tape delay. The game was over already. So check this out, right? You guys remember SportsPhone?
Yeah.
Don worked at SportsPhone.
Yeah, so you had to put a dime in, right? So me and my boys, listen, I'm 15 at the time. We gathered $100 together. It's $1 million back in 1980. So check this out. So we put a dime in. We call SportsPhone. SportsPhone says, the Lakers have won the championship, and Magic Johnson scored 42 points for injured Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and the final was whatever. So we're like, oh, man, let's make a bet. So we seen a guy at a club, and we said, hey, we got $100 on the Lakers, and the game is just coming on CBS.
Nah.
And the guy says, I swear to God, he says, I'll take that bet. And we looked at each other like, yo, we got one here. The game's over already. Listen, $100 back in 1980, guys, was $1 million.
I don't know if that's true, but it's a lot of money.
My boys,
well, for him it was because it's a lot of money. It's quite a bit of money, Renee, and I appreciate the phone call, but you had to go hunt for the score. Like now, it would be all over the place, but he had to pay to find out the score. I mean, that guy was really colossally dumb to think that the game that was on 11:30 was live, but whatever.
Yeah, you got to
take advantage of the dumb financially if you could.
Why not?
And he did.
The fact that he paid up, that's pretty
But
interesting.
the biggest example, speaking of 1980, of a game and tape delay that nobody knew the result outside of being there was the Russia-U.S. game, the Miracle on Ice.
Amazing.
That was because Russia refused to move the time of the game. We ended up seeing it like after it was over. We didn't know. We just watched because how are we gonna find out?
There was no way to find out
unless you were in Lake Placid or you called SportsPhone, and that means you would have to pay for the privilege of finding out. But I turned on that game at 8:00, and it had already been played 3 hours before, and no idea what the score was. Can't do that now.
Don, you should create a social media account. Call it SportsPhone.
Okay.
And all you're going to do at night, give scores.
Give scores.
Just like you would do. You know how many people would love to hear your voice just giving the highlights, giving the scores?
Now, did you ever call it?
Yes.
Did you know what we said at the end of the update?
I can't remember.
You had to say it.
Well, I have no idea.
You give the score, and then at the end of it, you said, stay with us. That's how you always said stay with us.
I had to hang up, though. I can't stay with
Yeah, I was about to say, how does it even work? It's not a radio station.
No, it's stay with us. Keep calling us for the
keep
score.
Calling.
And it didn't matter if you hung up early. You got
Wouldn't it be great, though,
charged no matter what.
Don just recorded these audio updates of just New York teams.
You know what
What did you guys charge? What did you charge, by the way?
Well, I think it was at the time when I worked there, it was like 25 cents. It cost like 25 cents to call. But I gotta see if we can get. I have a tape recorder. I'm gonna see if maybe one day
I would love it
during the summer I'll bring in my old updates.
Come on.
Please.
This is how it sounds.
We need this.
Please. In fact, I'd make it a segment. SportsPhone Thursdays.
That could be our Monday thing. We're looking for something on Monday, right? Oh, no, we found something on Monday.
SportsPhone Tuesday. Whatever it is, I want to hear Don's old.
Right.
Oh my God!
If you're on hold, hang in there because
Alan
Dan
Trammell
Grassa
with 2 base hits tonight
is coming up next. Don Hahn and Rosenberg.
Tony Gwynn homered
on ESPN New York.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus